Welcome in, everyone, to episode 88? 88? 88 of the Battlecast podcast. We're closing on episode 100, man. It's, I think I looked at the calendar. I think it's around end of May. Maybe we'll be at a regional together. I don't even know. I don't know. But
it's gonna be
in-person
May.
thing could be. Yeah, it's true. He saw it coming.
Easy.
But, yeah, anyway. I'm your host, Caleb Peng, joined by my co-host, the Martian himself, Speedy Chief 2.
It's Occupy Martian, by the way. But no, what's
what
up, everybody?
Shirt is that?
It's an Occupy Mars shirt. It started off as an early on thing in SpaceX because they wanted to terraform Mars to look more like Earth. That's why it's
gotcha.
Developing that direction. But yeah, I don't know. It's a cool shirt. There's like a deal at this online store, so I bought a few tees. You know.
Did you Oh, it's not even official merch. It's third-party merch.
Yeah,
oh my goodness. This is really off topic. I mean, when are we not off topic? But
I know.
There was like it was a couple years ago. They had this project where they're thinking about sending. It was like a couple dozen people to Mars, like a one-way ticket,
Mars
no
One.
return. Yeah, Mars One, and they like specified a lot of things, like there's no ticket back home. Okay, I only remember two things: one-way ticket and no like sexual relations, no procreation, nothing. Forever when you're there, because I guess they don't have like the support system for that, right?
Of course.
Yeah. And people were signing up. There were like tens of thousands of people signing up for this project. And I remember I saw an interview with this one woman. She was talking about it, and I don't know. It seemed like it almost seemed like a dystopian interview. You know, the way she was responding.
Oh, very.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, like, you know, I'm okay with all those things. You know, I just I forgot what she said. I mean, she looked like put together. She wasn't like, you know, deranged or anything weird, right? Like, seemed like had probably some professional job and everything.
Sure.
But she was just done with Earth, I guess. I don't know. But she was like very calm in the interview and everything. It was wild.
For some people, it's like an existential question, right? Like, what are you going to make of your life, and what are you going to do that has an impact? And for I think a lot of people that signed up for that, they were like, yeah, I'm gonna go be one of the first people to step on Mars. Like my name will be in history forever. And it's like way more exciting than a normal life on Earth, right?
Yeah, but so much could go wrong. Like, if something bad happens, ain't no time for backup. Like,
nope.
Like, yo, send a ship real. We need something, right? Like, no, it's over.
6 months later, you get help.
Yeah.
Right? At the quickest, sometimes like up to 12 months.
Yeah. It's gonna be Speedy Chief 2 hopping off with the Occupied Martian. Like, I'm here, guys. I'm here to help.
No. I think that project ran out of fuel because they couldn't get the right transport system to get them there.
Yeah. I think it was pre-COVID too. So like,
that was way back.
There was a bunch of funding issues too. Yeah, I remember because I saw that interview, and a few years later, I was like, whatever happened to that, right? Like, she's not on Mars, right? And I checked, and I was like, the whole project failed.
Yeah.
So, you know, hopefully that woman that was interviewed, she's doing well. She figured out some backup plan in life besides becoming the first Martian. But anyway.
Exactly.
Lots to talk about today. Let's just say lots to talk about. We'll try to keep it in a reasonable time frame. We'll try to not make this, you know, the same length of the Return of the King from the Lord of the Rings trilogy, right?
Yeah,
that was a long one. But anyway, let's just dive in. Well, let's dive into some YouTube questions. We got some of those.
Let's do it.
We actually have some couple guesses too. So I'm doing from earliest comment to latest in case you want to follow along here. Okay. Toshi Suzuki, who, by the way, this first comment, I think this is the same Toshi Suzuki at the Bochum regionals in Germany this past week.
Yeah,
I was watching it, and there was a Toshi Suzuki-san player, I believe. So, I mean, first two names are correct. I don't know if it's the same person, but I remember seeing them battle on stream with the shiny Charizard as well, and like making some pretty incredible plays. Yeah. So anyway, if that's the same Toshi Suzuki, let us know. If not, my apologies. But there's someone that's quite the battler that has a similar name.
Cool.
Anyway, so that's cool to see. All right, so a lot of these are just guesses of like the order of arrivals, right? So we already gave the thing, but I'm just curious how close people were. Order of arrival. This is pretty good for. They said for breakfast, right? It's Gabby, then me, then Butters, then Speedy, because of all the flight issues he runs into.
A
for
fair guess.
for casual events, that is true, right? For casual events, that's true. For work
That's fair.
events, Butters and Speedy are flipped. So I guess there's like two potential answers to this, but yeah.
Mhm.
PVC says, I feel like I got the spoiler for who arrives first. Oh, because he was
Uh,
in makeup with us. I actually
that's
don't
true.
think that's actually accurate though.
Did we change things up at OCIC? Probably.
No, it's not that. It's because me and Butters had later call times. So we weren't going to show up any earlier. You and Gabby were going to show up earlier because you all had to like open the stream.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
so maybe he didn't have it. He didn't actually put his guess though. Dank Brode said it's Dank Brode, but thanks for the mention. Maybe we call him Dank Brody. Is that what it was? I
Dank
thought his
Brody.
name was Brody though, his actual name. So that's why I called him Dank Brody. I thought maybe the E was like a IE sound, right, or like a Y sound.
Too dank. No, I'm looking here at the Bokum VOD, and I do see Toshi Suzuki-san playing with the Charizard. He's playing against Zephy Masty X.
Yeah, and Toshi Suzuki, I believe, beat Zephy, and Zephy was a previous Worlds qualified player too.
Oh, nice work. Nice work.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Great battler, loyal listener, first on the comments too. Maybe it's not the same Toshi Suzuki, but again, let us know, man. That'd be great. Or don't.
Do this next one from Lyndon. He gets the order, and this is actually a little bit offensive because this is one of my locals, right, from Tampa.
Is this the same Lyndon? It's a Lyndon A.
Yeah.
I won't actual name. Last name is begins with R. Is this the same Lyndon?
No, not quite. I won't dox him like here, but I'll DM you his. I'll DM you his last name.
Oh, his username is not actually his full name?
No.
I've been bamboozled this whole time?
Yeah.
Dude, what? I need to talk to him about this. Oh, that's the actual Lyndon. Wow, what the heck?
Yeah.
No
that's
way.
Him. So anyway, he said Butters, Gabby, Caleb, and then me. And that's super offensive because I know Lyndon. I've known him for years, and he knows I'm always one of the last people to show up to the event.
I mean, he got me on second to last, and that ain't accurate either. He got Butters first? What? Butters is dragging his feet. It's think about Butters from South Park. You think Butters from South Park will show up early? If he showed up early, it was a prank, and people told him a 2-hour time period ahead of time.
Exactly. Or he's in character. He's Professor Chaos.
Yeah. Mike Smith says order rival: Caleb, Gabby, Butter, Speedy. See, they got most of you got you in the end. Actually, no, all three guesses so far. You're the last one.
Dude, come on. My name is Speedy. Come on, don't put me last.
Dude, I don't know. It's just like it's like the reverse psychology. There's a character in Dota 2, which is a mobile game, and the character's name is Tiny. And it's like this giant rock giant. But it does actually start off like level 1 as like a small one, and it gets progressively bigger as it levels up. By the end game, when it's like maxed out level, it's like half the map. It's wild. It's like massive. It's like you could barely like the hitbox is just. I mean, I don't know if the hitbox is any bigger, but it gets massive. Yeah.
That's crazy. So. That's like there's a word for that, right? I can't remember really what it's called, but there's like kind of like irony, right? I can't think of the word, but anyways.
Ryan Colgrove says, first, in reference to D5's comment, yeah, definitely got to watch all the Ghibli movies. Miyazaki-san is part of the reason I wanted to be a filmmaker when I was a kid. Oh, that's awesome. And timeless classic after classic. Second idea, maybe a world competitor roundtable series. You could do multiple competitors in one go and have it set up like Hollywood Reporter does it away, just over Zoom and said, etc. Could be really interesting leading up to Worlds, etc. That's not a bad idea. I just don't want people to feel like slighted if we don't invite everyone, because there's no way, right? There's gonna be over 100 people. So
true. It seems tough.
Name. I've been a part of a roundtable for a podcast before. I don't know if you have been, Speedy, but it's like it's weird because like you don't really get to hear anything from anyone. You just hear a little bit of everything, and from from a participant standpoint, you're just waiting for them to like call on your name, right? I was like, I got stuff to share because like it's been like 10 minutes since I said something, right? Like, of course I have like 5 things I want to say, but then you know, and it gets weird because like if some people are like a lot of like type A people, they're like trying to talk over each other, and like I'm the alpha here.
Yeah, there's exactly. Like I've been in larger meetings, right, where nobody takes like a leadership role, so then one person just like assumes they have to drive the conversation.
Yeah,
it can be messy. Like too many cooks in the kitchen is a real phrase.
yeah, that's true.
It's accurate.
But I mean, you know, we'll consider it. Maybe we'll do like, I don't know. I'm still trying to think about what we do for episode 100, so we gotta plan that out and see. So maybe we'll do something. But anyway, keep throwing out suggestions though. I love it. Right, like we'll
Yeah, it's really
always
good.
appreciate any suggestions. We might not always run with it, but we'll always consider it.
Yeah, and also thank
Uh,
you, Ryan, for always commenting. He's always in the
yeah.
comments.
Oh, always, always. Mel G, which I believe is Mel Good, right? Unless that's a
Uh-huh.
different username. Take the chances. Rain Gretzky says you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Speedy and I
Mhm.
had this conversation day one in Melbourne, thinking back on where we started with Go and where we are now. And man, OCIC was such a surreal capstone for me for Pokemon. Yeah, Mel being crucial aspect, especially of the Play Pokemon Championship Series, especially from a judging perspective. And now full time at I don't know if she started yet, but if not now, soon at
Soon.
TBCI as the esports manager. So very excited
Yeah.
to see what she brings to the table there too. And it's a new position, so we haven't even seen that in place, but it'll be
Yeah.
good. It'll be good, hopefully. And Melgood has also done a lot of work with PvP for years, probably since
Mhm.
2019, right? I don't. Those
Yeah.
years were early, but I'm pretty sure I remember seeing her name in Sylph like all the way back then. Um, Probably since
Yeah,
like
she's
the
been
very
in
few first few months. Yeah.
like a grassroots local TO and organizer, like almost since I guess since PvP was released, and
Yeah.
then she joined Sylph shortly thereafter,
Yeah.
I assume.
Yeah. Great to see her live out her dreams. And working on
Mhm.
TBCI seems like a great time too.
Yeah.
And then she also says the pre-show is such a gem in terms of providing an intro to folks who are new to Go, but also a great nod to the grassroots community. Having Steve on, ask CCO or Debbie Pebble about me in proud mom mode when I was working BGC match slips and also trying to watch the pre-show. Oh man, yeah. I actually didn't watch a pre-show VOD back yet, but that could be interesting
Oh.
too. Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
yeah.
Mm. I hope it did
But
okay.
yeah, hopefully. We've heard good things, but if you heard bad things, dude, the worst thing about it, freaking Butters, man, not even bring that Shadow Ampharos, dude. I spent 400K on
Oh,
that
man.
battle.
You're still not moving on from that, huh?
Dude, it would be different if I won, right? Then I'd be like, then I'd be double bragging. I'd be like, yo, I beat you and you didn't bring your favorite Pokemon. But it just feels like worse that he beat me and he didn't even bring the Pokemon he was hyping up this whole time.
Yeah, yeah. I get it.
But anyway, on top of that, she's also saying, but question related to this, do you think there are things like the pre-show in terms of content or programs for Pokemon that can be done to draw in new viewers and provide an entertaining education for folks too? That's a great question. I think the biggest thing is for Go, and maybe for VGC and TCG as well, there's so many games we want to cover, right? So I think like covering, like spending too much time on a pre-show kind of takes away from it. But I think we're able to do it OCIC because we don't have a ton of competitors, so we're able to do that. But I do wonder, like, if we go to like a maxed out tournament site, like 256 or something like that, like,
Mhm.
how do we fit in all the battles we want while still having that pre-show, right? I think Worlds had something kind of cool though, where like the couch segment with you and all the other casters from the other games and Aaron Zhang as well, like hosting right before it
Yeah.
started. Um,
That was also just an intro segment, though,
It
in
was,
that
it
sense.
was. I wonder also, like, if there's downtime, if we could, like, I don't know, but that's not really a pre-show. You're just like filling in time with like graphics and stuff. I really like the after show though. Like a lot of
Okay.
other games do like an after show, and we've been doing
Mhm.
kind of like that lounge segment, right? And I think that's a cool. But I think some people are definitely tuning out of that. So a pre-show definitely has a different value to it. I don't know. I do love the pre-show. I just think that time is, unfortunately, we only have so much time for these
Yeah.
broadcasts, and I don't know how much money TPCI wants us to invest to do these things. But I'd be down. I'd work an extra day, right? If I'm a commentator, right? I work a fourth day or a third day for like regionals, right? But hey,
Yeah,
hey,
true.
Mel, now that you're working at TPCI, if you would like to push the
Right?
idea, you know, hey, I'd be down for it.
Right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
No, so
And we
so
could probably have
I've
like
got a
pre-show like specials, like typically like the caster battle showdown, like a rich like things are like part of the ritual, kind of like things to look forward to, and there's some cool things that like we throw in every for a different show every time, right? Something like that. But
Yeah, no, so there was so I watched, competitive Halo,
mhm.
and there was a special event they had at Worlds last year or last season where they brought in, like, a bunch of the greatest of all times at the game, and they put them into, like, a big team battle, and it was capture the flag, right? So you had, like, these celebrities basically who were, like, playing against each other kind of for fun, but also, little competitive, and that was, like, a really fun segment because you got to see people that you've been cheering on for a long time all, like,
Mhm.
throw down in like a team format. which is pretty interesting. I know Go is not exactly that way, but I think we could do something like that. That'd be pretty cool. Even like a faction style thing with like some of the top tournament performers or worlds competitors could be really sick.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Um,
no, dude, that would be so cool, dude. You know what? All source battles, right? Like you could like
oh
they do that for games too. Like I mean,
yeah, yeah,
for
yeah,
like I'm thinking about Dota because that's like the one of the few things I watch like on the competitive level. But
yeah,
that's already a 5v5 game. But what they'll do is they'll like have like Team Speedy versus Team Caleb, and you have like four other teammates on your team just battle it out, and like everyone's just like casually like having fun and stuff like that. But maybe we could do something like that where it's kind of like factions, just like best of best of three, and like whoever wins three sets out of the five first, or like wins the most sets wins, and then like you can also like amongst each other like have like a gentleman's agreement or whatever, like
yeah,
not using any of the top 12 Pokemon or something in the meta, right? For everyone's team, or you could do like a team draft style. Like there's a lot of cool things you could do
yeah,
with that, right? It could have even been
yeah.
like me and Butters versus you and Gabby, and then like maybe we throw in like a third person on our team, just like 3 versus 3 battles, right? That would be
Oh,
cool
wow.
because like it would add like some like team aspect. It's unofficial, but it's cool for like the pre-show, right? Dude,
Mhm,
this is
mhm.
a great idea, man. I need to talk
Dude,
to Daniel. I need to talk to some people about this.
I love the idea of a team draft. That
Yeah, yeah,
sounds really
yeah,
cool. Because
yeah.
then like you'd have to like work with your teammates to pick the
Hmm.
Pokemon you want, and also like be a
Yeah.
build cohesive teams.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
and you could talk with your co-casters the night before, so you show up and be like, "Yo, this is the team I'm running with," and stuff. Dude,
uh-huh,
that could be cool. For a
dude.
pre-show, that'd be great. That'd be fun. It's like unofficial, right? And it also like, dude, honestly, again, this would be really cool. We don't like, Mel or anyone from TPCI, if you're listening to this, like, take the idea and run with it, right? You don't need to credit us. You don't have to say that this is
Yeah,
what you're
just
leaning
do it.
towards. But it'd be cool if like, what if they're trying to do new metas in the future for play Pokemon? And they
So it's
test
like
it
a
in these team
testing
battles,
phase.
right?
Yeah,
Like, oh,
yeah.
all of a sudden, like you can only use like Steel Rock and like Dragon types or something like I don't know, something. Which I'm
Uh-huh,
just that's a terrible meta, but just like out of the blue, right? Like, and we're using it in the pre-show, and then maybe in the after show we reveal like, hey, by the way, that meta we were playing is actually gonna be the meta for next 3 months, right? Or something like that,
Oh, dude.
dude.
Yeah, I'm down.
Dude. Then people really tune into the pre-show because it's like, wait, dude, this might be a teaser, right? We don't know, right? They might be a teaser.
There's so many opportunities to tie in like a season storyline, right, or season
Yeah.
theme
Hmm.
into this kind of thing, and to make these like pre-shows and post-shows more than just like an exhibition, to actually make them
Yeah.
relevant, right?
Uh-huh.
um, I would argue actually that we need to show more battles on stream, and
Hmm.
I think that an analyst role at Go would be incredible, and the reason is, if you look at, for example, let's just compare TCG and Go, right?
Hmm.
TCG, every single card explicitly says what it does.
Hmm.
And there's a little bit of like math you have to do here and there in terms of how you play throughout the game. But at the same time, like somebody can go home and like look at the card or even look it up online and review what it does. But there's so much like hidden implicit information in Pokemon Go
Yep.
about your moves, how much damage they do, what typing they are, what you'd be doing in each situation, that I feel like a start stop, speed up rewind analysis between matches would be
Hmm.
so critical to actually explaining how things work. And I think
Yeah.
as well, like at the beginning of every regional, I think that the analyst role should come in and say, let's take a look back at our grand finals from Orlando. And then they pick out like one match and they talk about how the trainer won or lost the game, like
Hmm.
step by step. I think that'd be huge for
That'd be pretty
helping to
big.
make it accessible so that people understand how it works.
Yeah, and obviously this is like probably not in the budget anytime soon, but for some other games too, what they'll have is like almost like an analyst like table almost. It's kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
sports, right? Like you have the two
yeah,
people
of
that are actually
course.
casting the game, and then you have like a
Mhm.
desk of like people. They're on like that like long table, 3 or 4 people, and they're talking like, "Yo, like let's analyze it," right? But those people weren't casting the games, right?
Yeah,
They were just they were just watching and then they're
disgusting.
analyzing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
I'd love to
because I
see
think just
in
having one analyst is like how weird. You're just like talking to yourself, right? So
yeah, true. You
yeah,
have to be really, really heavily prepared.
yeah.
I will say the final thing I'll point out is if we do get to like 256, 512, however big it gets, I think it'd be awesome if we had a B stream where we showed like other bracket matches that were not on the mainstream. I think that'd be
Okay,
neat. And you could
that
give
could be
like other
cool.
casters a chance to cast and work on that. And then people could like
Yeah.
tune in and say like, oh, I really wanted to watch like, this matchup here, but it's not on the mainstream. So I'll just like flip over here. I don't know.
From a production side, that might be tough though, right? Because they have to manage like two different streams at once. But
Yeah, it'd be tough.
Could be interesting. Could be
Could be cool.
interesting. Yeah,
Mm.
could be interesting. Yeah, that could be interesting. Um, anyway, great ideas overall. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I don't know if Mel's going to listen to this episode, but if she does,
I hope so.
I hope so. I hope so. Maybe we should nudge her. Just be like, hey, if you're not checking out this
Yeah.
episode, you
Check
should.
this out.
We got some ideas, and you might like it, and you might hate it. If you hate it, that's fine. You can tell us too.
Yeah. We'll just say it was Butter's idea.
yeah. The ones we came out on the spot. It was actually Butters DM'd us mid conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
Tea soda pop. Tea
Okay.
soda pop. I might be pronouncing that wrong. My apologies if that's the case. In regards to the Master League tea, the biggest issue for me was that they put 2 Master League cups in the second to last week of the season. It's the point in the season where everyone's pushing and hitting personal bests, but then many having to take a week off because they don't have the resource or meta hundos for Master League and don't want to risk tilting by playing a team that isn't meta. That's true. I've tried that myself and it did not go well. If they put 2 Master League Cups at the beginning or middle of the season, I think people will be more receptive of it and willing to play because they can play and risk tilting, knowing that they have more time to make up ground when other lower CP cups come around. I actually like that take. I think that's actually that's pretty interesting too. I mean, we'll talk about the upcoming season schedule because there's a Master League to close it out, but also catching up too, so it's a different story. But I like that. I like that. Yeah, because you could try out different stuff. I mean, I'm sure there'll be plenty of people that still take a break, but again, like if it's inconsequential, right, then like maybe, right?
Yeah.
Justin Kim Woo is actually one of my patrons too. Actually, I was coaching him this morning. Great battler
Nice.
too. With regard to the Hoenn tour in Las Vegas, I took my son for his 11th birthday, and for the first hour, he couldn't log into his account. So we spent the first 1 to 2 hours of our event sitting around trying all the tricks to get his account connected and working. Poor guy was so upset, and I was just trying to keep his hopes up. Fortunately, it got better after that, but all Saturday was difficult as there were many parts of the park where we just couldn't play because there wasn't any connectivity. Sunday was much better and really enjoyable. All in all, I'm glad I went and we had a really fun and memorable experience, but that first part was really painful. Understandable, of course. And it seemed so unnecessary as the very first thing you need to be certain of while hosting an internet dependent game event is that internet is dependable. It blew my mind that we'd be having connectivity issues at their premier in-person event, but probably that's because I haven't been playing that long. Keep up the great work, guys. Really enjoy the podcast. Well, thank you, Justin. And thank you for sharing the insight there, too. I think it's tough, too, because some people didn't have the add-on ticket for Sunday. They just had Saturday tickets, right? And they really got screwed. And our friend Casey, too, she was talking about her son was not able to really play. And then, like, when they extend the event on Saturday, yeah, it extends later into evening, but, like, it's, like, past his bedtime. Like, he's not going to be out, like, walking around Vegas at night, right? Like, he needs to go to sleep, and she needs to take care of him and the kids. So, yeah, it's a tough spot too. I mean, it seemed like overall at the end of the day, like most people were still like pretty happy about it, and there's not going to be like class action lawsuit like there was for GoFest in 2017. Was that what it was? Yeah, like that was bad. But again, yeah, I agree too. Like I think there should have been, dude. Honestly, like if it was, I don't know where they got numbers from, but I'm not going to like question it. But if those 17,000 extra people went to the park, just like hire some extra people to like set up gates, whoever, and like close it off if you can, right? Like I assume they had to get the rights to use the park in general. They couldn't just host a random event for hundreds of thousands, like tens of thousands of people. Yeah. So if they could set that up, like if that's really the thing, right? Again, like it's weird because they have to work with like connectivity issues with like different cellular services. Like it's not like Niantic runs these cell towers, but at the same time,
we've been through all that before.
Yes, we have.
Right?
Maybe they should have done something like Seattle, right? Maybe they have like they break up Vegas into like 2 different areas. Part 1 people have part 1 tickets, they go to part 1 section of the park, and then part 2 you rotate, right? You just rotate, right? Oh, it's almost like the in-park versus the out-of-park experience in Seattle Go Fest, right? Something like that. I don't know, right? Like just something to break up because like I get like it's not their responsibility, but you have to plan this event with that in mind, right? It's like saying, I don't know. It's like saying, oh, I'm going to host I don't know. I can't think of a great example. Anyway,
No, it's okay.
yeah,
It's just like so in my mind, right? It's just it feels like a step back, right? Like
yeah.
we have great in-person events like Seattle and then Monterey Go Fest, or excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
Monterey Safari Zone, and it just feels like I don't know, like how do you not plan for this? It's just a lack of focus, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, like Monterey obviously is one of the nicer cities in Latam, right? It's a
Mm-hmm.
very like enriched community and city, and they have great infrastructure there. Like I
Yeah.
saw it, we all saw it there. Um, but at the same time, like I just don't know if there's an excuse, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't think Las Vegas is, underdeveloped. Like they don't have cellular infrastructure in Las
Definitely not,
Vegas.
dude. So
Like,
many
come
people go up
on.
there. Well, also not only that, like if you think that many people is going to be an issue, sell less tickets, right? Yeah, less people go, but if the people, 100% of the people that go have a great time, that's much better than saying like you annoyed like 50% people left with a bad taste in their mouth, right?
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like a lack of focus. I'll say that. I don't think Niantic is very focused right now
Yeah, we'll talk more
in
about that
general.
later.
Yeah,
But
in general.
I'm glad that the experience did get better.
Yeah,
And for his 11th birthday, man, that's great to play
yeah,
Pokemon Go with kids, dude.
dude.
That's
That's an that's an awesome dad move. That's like an all-time thing that he's going to remember. So, I
yeah,
don't think he'll remember the bugs and stuff. I think he'll remember the good times for sure.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, and if he's still playing Pokemon Go years down the line, he'll have those Pokemon in his storage as memory.
Mhm.
That's pretty cool
Mhm.
too. Yeah, who knows?
Exactly.
Maybe he's a rising world champion. He'd be like, explain how you beat everyone with that Tropius, right? He'd be like, hey, I caught this
Right?
Tropius back in 2023, 10 years ago, right?
Exactly.
That'd be pretty dope.
Exactly right.
Rich Rank says regarding Hoenn Tour Vegas and the connectivity issues on Saturday. While I agreed that Niantic, I'm sorry, I'm just laughing because I thought it was like literally the same comments, but it's different. It just happens to be back to back. While I agree that Niantic could have done more in preparation for the event, I think the location of Las Vegas was just a bad decision in the first place. I was in Vegas last October for an event much larger than the Hoenn Tour, the We When We Were Young music festival, which took place
Mhm.
over 2 days, will with each day being a separate ticketed event, much like the Hoenn Tour. Now consider the regular tourist population of Vegas and at an additional 60,000 people per day of the music festival. It didn't really matter where I was in Vegas that weekend or if I was using Wi-Fi or my network. My phone's performance was insanely slow. I even stayed an additional 2 days after the festival was over, and it was having trouble despite the majority of festival goers being gone by the time I left. Las Vegas is in the desert and has barely enough infrastructure to support the city's normal tourism base, let alone the influx of people that come with a special event. That's actually a great point too.
Yep.
I mean, it's a big tourist spot in general. It's not like a underpopulated place.
Yeah.
Um,
That's actually a very good point. Yeah.
I don't know. I
But
think
but
they're trying
again,
to like make it
like
like a good destination spot, but
like when you're working with the biggest brand in the world, right? And you have the entire United States that you can scout for locations. How do we end up in these situations?
yeah,
Sorry, I just don't get it.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe Kansas not as big of a sell, but like
I
gotta do something,
guess.
man. I
I
don't know.
guess, man.
No, I do agree. I mean, when I saw this in Vegas, I was like, wow. I was like, that's a cool spot, but there's gonna be a lot of people, so we'll see.
Mhm.
Like, I wasn't expecting connectivity issues, but when I saw on Twitter, I can't say I was surprised.
Mhm.
Right? I think we're all like, dude, we're in Australia. I think we're like on production one of the days, and I was just like, we're just both looking at each other's Twitter, be like, yo, you see this, Speedy? You're like,
It's Twitter's in flames.
where's in
Yeah.
flames?
Do you know how many people attended the Las Vegas Hoenn tour? Like how many ticketed people they sold tickets to?
No, how many?
I'm actually not sure. I was asking because in
Oh, okay.
Monterey, Mexico, they had 25,000 ticketed people, but I promise you there were at least 30 to 40,000 people there.
Oh,
I
there were more
promise
people
you.
there. What
Oh
did they
yeah.
see though if they didn't have the tickets?
I think they were just walking around with their friends, right? There was still a
Oh,
lot of cool stuff. Like for example, there was like a
yeah,
water
yeah, yeah.
zone that had like a blown up Lapras, and there was like an Articuno kind of like statue that had ice coming off of it. There was all kinds of like cool Pokemon stuff everywhere that you could like go and have fun and
Mm-hmm.
experience, like eggs, incubators, and like things hanging from the trees. There was stuff to
Maybe
see,
that's what they're
right?
trying to pull off again, but like it just did not work out this time, unfortunately.
Yeah, I guess not.
It was tens of thousands. So I thought it was like 15,000 or something per day, but I think
Mhm.
the numbers were actually higher than that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Monterey was packed.
yeah.
So
Twassell says, "Why do you guys keep saying Melbourne instead of Melbourne?" So that's how they pronounce it in Australia, right? Because like with the Australian accent, like their native accent, right? It's just how
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
pronounced.
yeah.
It's so I think we prefer to say it the way they pronounce it because we're in Australia, right? We're in
Yeah.
their it's their international. It's not the North America international, right? It's kind of like how like when we're in Brazil, it's not Sao Paulo, it's Sao Paulo, and then
Mhm.
like almost like a little M at the end of the Sao, and then it's also not Brazil, it's Brazil, right? So I try to say
Yeah.
it as close to like the Portuguese pronunciation as possible because again, there's going to be a lot of Portuguese speakers listening in on stream. It's their home
Yeah.
country and stuff, so they want to feel that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
They respect the effort, right?
mhm.
Like
Yeah,
if people come to the United States and they, mispronounce it, then some people might get frustrated and say, "Oh, well, they're here in our country, but they don't even make an attempt to
yeah,
speak like how we speak." It's
yeah.
not fair.
It's kind of like I don't say Chile, right? Like South America, I say
Chile.
Chile,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Even
exactly.
though like in English you pronounce Chile, but that's why.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you're ever in Australia, you're in Melbourne. Say Melbourne, right? Just that
I,
just
I
pretends like a
think
bin in the end instead of burn, right?
I think Taste Well is just making fun of us. That's all.
I think he's actually genuinely confused, but I get it though. I mean, because like
Okay.
I would be too. I'd be like, why the heck are they all saying Melbourne, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's like there isn't Brisbane. It's Brisbane.
Yeah,
You know,
Brisbane. I always said Brisbane though. Did you say Brisbane?
I've heard Brisbane before.
I've heard Brisbane too. Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I might have pronounced Bochum wrong either. It's Bochum, Bochum. I think it's Bochum.
I
Yeah,
think it's Bochum.
yeah. Derek Cruz says order of arrival. Ooh, they switched it up this time. Yeah,
Let's
Speedy
go, Derek.
first.
Let's go, Derek.
Gabby second, me third, and Butters last. I'm not last at least, so I appreciate it. And Butters last, like that's not a bad guess, right? He is last sometimes on the professional events. He is last, but
Yeah.
Speedy, man, that's that name is a misnomer for sure. Definitely a misnomer. Um,
Dude.
and he said, my thinking, I remember several episodes ago when Speedy was packing days in advance, and Kayla mentioned that was way too early to pack, or was it the other way around? No, no, no. Let me say,
Here
he
we go.
said he had to go pack, but yeah, because your flight was later than mine. Where
Yes.
were we going? We were going to,
I can't remember.
was it Brazil? You were closer though. I think it was
It
Brazil because
it
I had
might
to
have
fly
been,
all the way
yeah.
to Atlanta and then go,
Yep,
right?
yep, yep, yep.
But but let's just say Speedy, even though he spent all night packing, he left without his passport. He still showed up a day late.
Bro. Come on, man. Expose me like that.
Forgetty a chief.
Spaghetti is Steve, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess you might pack on time. I don't know. I do, I
Yeah,
do,
I
I do tend to pack towards the end. I don't pack as ahead of time. I hate packing. I don't know why.
yeah.
But it
I
always
think
takes less time than I plan. But I just hate it 'cause you have to. It's not just casual attire, right? You have to pick the suits and everything, and like the
yeah.
tie,
I
and
pack I pack more slowly because I'm always like double, triple checking things, right? Like, oh, how many pairs of socks do I have, right? Or like, did I
you should know
include
about
my
how many
belt?
pairs of passports you had.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In my defense, right, I'd used the same backpack since Worlds, and I just left my passport book in there. So mentally, I was like, all right, I never took it out, so it's in my bag. But I got a new bag, and I didn't switch it over to my new bag.
Yeah,
So by the time I left, I was just like, damn, that was so stupid. I should have
I
checked.
I actually had a nightmare too that I didn't bring my passport going to Australia. Literally like the night before.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, you're welcome, because I'm sure it's because of me.
It probably is. I'm trying to live
Like,
out your
damn, I don't
life.
want that to happen to
Yeah,
me.
yeah. You got a lot of good things going for you, but the travel things maybe not so much.
Yeah, it's my Achilles heel, dude. Dude,
Yeah,
I tried. We'll talk about this soon, I'm sure. But I tried to order a bacon Gouda sandwich for lunch at the airport,
sounds
and
pretty
the
good.
ovens weren't working at Starbucks in Knoxville.
So what they give you? Just a cold bagel?
Oh, they gave me a refund.
Oh, that's almost worse. You're not eating. You can eat
I
this
know.
water.
I was like, I'll just eat in Atlanta. I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah. Twassell has another comment said it was really nice hearing Speedy say DeFi's name correctly this weekend on the stream.
Let's go.
Not too bad.
There's always room for improvement.
With
Apparently,
her, with the way you
DeFi
pronounce her name, that's true. Yeah, there is. Yeah.
apparently DeFi is not acceptable either.
Why?
So apparently DeFi is preferred because if you say DeFi, you're announcing all three letters of the sorority, which is like a bit of a conflict, right? It's like calling somebody like Coke or Coca-Cola. It's like different apparently.
Wait. Like she doesn't like it, or what do you mean? Or like you're not allowed to say on stream, or
I
like?
I was told, and I haven't actually talked to Stephanie about this. So
Uh-huh.
Stephanie, I'm sure once you hear this, you'll message me.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I should have consulted you. But I
Here
heard
we are.
before that she doesn't like that. She prefers
Oh,
DeFi because it's not as like explicit that it's related to a sorority, I guess.
I guess so. But I'm just confused because it's her name. I thought she would want it.
I know, I don't get it.
I don't know. I guess some people prefer being called a nickname, right, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I saw it too, because DeFi was sorority at my university as well, to my alma mater, and I was
Mm,
like, wow. I was like, is that really the sorority, or does it stand for something else for her? But it makes sense, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, well, good to know. I mean, I typically don't throw in the E anyway. I only said the E because Twassell wrote it, so
Yeah,
we
yeah,
blame
yeah.
Twassell for this one. That damn
I'm
tastes
down.
well. Derek Cruz says, I've been waiting to bring up the hot garbage boxes for the past few weeks since it was a hot topic before. They're better now, right? They're a little bit better, and
Mm,
I actually did spend quite a bit of coins buying them. I had like over like 200 rate passes, like for this past week.
dude.
Yeah, because I bought a bunch of those, and I dug into a little bit, but I still don't have enough to max out my Groudon and Kyogre. I have 100% Kyogre, but I don't have 100% Groudon. I was doing the raise. I mean,
Dude,
I
that's
spent.
awesome.
We'll talk more about this when we talk about Knoxville section. But I only rated like about a third, maybe less of the days because I was watching a Knoxville stream and stuff. So
Oh, nice.
yeah. So I even woke up early too. I was like woke up at like 6 a.m. I was like, God. I was like, actually no, it was
Got a
7 a.m.
raid.
because the Twitter time actually messed me up a little bit, so I had to catch up on
Oh
the
yeah.
VOD a little bit. But
You
it's all
woke
good.
up, you're like, I can hear those eggs hatching. Got a raid.
Dude, I didn't catch a single Ninkata, so I couldn't finish that part of the quest because
Oh
I
dang.
kept like watching a stream or or I was asleep during those time periods. Yeah, because I
Mm-hmm.
had like take a nap because I was waking up at like 6 o'clock. I'm like, I gotta take a nap before I go like raid this thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I did all the research paths. I think I got an Inkata somehow.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Maybe my gotcha or something.
Okay. All right. We'll talk more about primals later too, because it's a hot topic too. Michael Perez says, "With season 10, why are we going backwards?" Update. Oh yeah. Oh, he posted this three
Not
hours ago, so
really.
it's recent. Yeah, yeah. Um, uh, do you think this needed to be the biggest patch before Worlds with a slight change in June to balance for Worlds? Dude, yes,
Yes, yes,
yes,
yes, yes,
yes.
yes.
Michael continues. Then the second biggest patch should be right after Worlds for the new season. Yes,
Yes.
agreed. Yeah, and that's what we had this past season at least, right? But we'll see if that happens again or not. What are your thoughts? I'm a League of Legends player, and their patch schedule every 2 weeks is very refreshing. And then they have certain patches before international events ahead of time for the player base to play, and then for them to adjust for pro play and ranked. I believe Niantic is starting to run into issues for play Pokemon versus GBO versus recreational. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we definitely gonna talk about that because I don't know if this update is helpful for both either play Pokemon GBL nor recreational. I mean,
Yeah.
look, unless you're a big Explound, fan. But
It's got astonish, right? Dude,
dude, I don't even
Christ.
know what it has.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. We'll definitely dive more into that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Yeah. I
it's
guess to answer your question, Michael, like Caleb and I both like 100% agree. This was our chance to really change things up because last season they were really pushing stability
yeah,
heading up to Worlds. That's why we
forever.
had a forever for a long time.
We're
That's why
about
we
this
had
for
a
a year. Yeah.
Walrein Trevenant meta for Worlds, just like we
Mhm.
had in Indianapolis, right? So yeah, I feel like this was a missed opportunity. And if we can time capsule this episode right here, and in 3 months we're complaining about a lack of adjustments, this is why, because we already knew this was coming, right?
Yeah, because they don't want to make the adjustment of worlds. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, I think it's fine. Yo, you're some of the best people in the world. You can make
Yes.
the meta adjustment. You don't need to run the same team you've done, and you might not even run the same team you've done to qualify, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that's the excuse. I don't know. I don't know personally. I mean, there might be some. I don't personally know anyone that's ever qualified for worlds that's like, please don't change the meta. Like, I can't handle the change, right? No, you could, dude.
Yeah.
you're one of the best players in the world. You can handle it, right? Otherwise, you don't really
Yeah.
deserve to be in Worlds. That's my hot take, right? If
No,
I
agree.
were going to Worlds to compete, right? I hope they change the meta, right? I mean, I'm probably gonna still find a way to bring Bastion out of the way, but I might change the other 5, right? Or 3 out of the other 5 or something, like something, right? But like I think like who is requesting there not to be a shakeup, right? Like not the players, right? But I
Yeah.
mean, it was in Niantic's blog post like from last year or whatever when they're talking about the lack of changes. But
Yeah. Dude, I
yeah,
agree with you. I agree with you.
yeah.
And
But
this could be a T topic by itself, right? If somebody came out, they were like, personally, I prefer the Noctowl Trevenant
yeah, I
Lantern.
don't think anyone's saying
Add-on.
that anymore. Did we
Yeah,
talk about that a
exactly.
couple weeks ago on the podcast? I mean, these days,
Yeah.
like, yo, if you're on the group of like, I like Noctowl Trevenant Lantern, look, I mean, I hope you
Please
love it
raise,
after these next 3 months too, right? Because
it's like,
hey,
please raise your hand in the room because we don't know where you are. We can't see
yeah,
you.
right. Leo Yoon says, I bet the order timeliness is Gabby, Speedy, Caleb, Butters. Man, Butters usually in the end, but not too bad. Yeah, swap
Yeah.
me, Speedy around. It's probably pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, all now you all know,
Agree.
right? Also, I enjoyed the comment reading part of the podcast. It feels like we're directly engaging with you both. Well, we appreciate you commenting as well too.
Yeah. Thanks, Leo.
Because it does make the experience better for us too, and we learn from some of these. Some of these comments are very insightful too, and I love that some of you are sharing your experiences. Because again, like the Vegas tour is a great example. Like neither myself nor Speedy were able to go to that event,
Yeah.
and it was good.
Yeah, Rich's comment was really good about the cell service and everything. Like seriously,
Yeah.
we do learn a lot from you guys. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Anyway, well, before we go into all the updates, welcome back from Knoxville, man.
Dude, it was fun.
Yeah, it was good.
I don't know if you can tell, I'm a little tired.
That's all good. And well, no, I actually can't tell. I can't tell. Yeah.
Oh, cool. This is just normal me, low energy.
What?
Got it.
Yeah, didn't you say jet lag or something in a message to me? What's the time
Yeah.
zone difference? This is a 1 hour difference. What do you mean jet
Well, no,
lag?
it's like so it's like going from Australia and then going to Eastern time 2 days later and then coming back to Central time. I don't know. It's a lot of shuffling going on here.
I guess so. I didn't actually feel much jet lag coming from Australia. A little bit on the first day or two, but not way less than when we went. But for me, it's a 19-hour difference, so the difference is actually it's weird. I thought I'd feel it, but
significant.
It wasn't bad at all. Yeah, people were asking me. I was like, dude, I like fell asleep a little bit early on like the first night or two, but that's about it.
Yeah. Well, my sleep schedule was already crap, and then I was like waking up super early to go to shows and stuff. So I couldn't sleep how I wanted to sleep. I guess
showing up late to production per usual.
Dude,
Second to last.
5 minutes.
What's the order out of the 4 of you? It was you, Phoebe, DeFi, and Mark, right?
Yeah.
DeFi, I'm guessing was first.
Yeah,
I did
DeFi was first.
DeFi, right? Stephanie, she was first. If I were to guess, she was first.
Which one between Phoebe and Mark?
Which one between them? What about you? I was also gonna say maybe you're second. No, I think Phoebe could be second. Maybe you and Mark.
It's weird, right? Because like I show up on time and then I notice that Phoebe and Mark are already there. So.
What a shocker! Speedy's in the end without Butters. He's really the last leg.
I don't know. I guess it's more than just the military, right? They say in the military, if you're 5 minutes, or if you arrive on time, you're late. If you're 5 minutes early, you're on time. That's what they always say, right?
Yeah.
I guess it's true for more than just the military, but typically it was
Stephanie and Gabby would do great in the military.
Yeah, right. It was typically it was DeFi, then Phoebe, and then Mark and myself.
Dang, dude.
I don't know, man. Everybody showing up 5 minutes early. Everybody showing up 5 minutes early so we can wait for 45 minutes for our show to start. Okay.
Okay. All right. But it was a good time though. It was a fun time to stream. I had a lot of friends go actually. You know.
Yeah.
A lot of the boys, they had the same house together, and I thought about going.
The boys.
Yeah, but unfortunately, didn't. It was really because of the Australia trip. I would have probably flown down there just to like compete and stuff, but because I'll just get back from Australia, I was like, I'm not do this. Like, I'll go if I'm casting, but otherwise, I'm not gonna go. Exactly. And we got the face reveal too, dude. Was that you that called in the favor? I mean, it had to be someone, right? Polly, first battle on stream, right? Like, that's not a coincidence.
I actually voiced my concern about putting Polly on stream.
Why?
Like, but behind the scenes, I was like, look, this guy's like really serious about his privacy. Maybe we should like just ask him because if we ask someone to go on stream and they refuse, they instantly lose the round, right?
Oh,
I
is
don't
that
want to
when it
like,
happens?
yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
didn't know that was part
exactly.
of the rule.
Yeah, I didn't
Most
want to
people
put
want to go on
Polly.
stream. Yeah.
I didn't want to put Polly in a position where like
Oh
he
no.
would he
He's
would
fine. Yeah,
be in a tough
he
spot.
figured what's gonna happen. Like he's not like I need to hide my face at all costs. It was just more so like because his face was hidden, it just became like an inside joke, and he just kept running with it. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
doesn't
yeah, yeah.
actually
Okay.
care. Yeah, he doesn't because
Oh,
he's
okay,
showing up to
good.
like local tournaments in PvP before COVID, right? In Atlanta,
Oh,
right?
sure.
Grassroots stuff. So
One of us suggested he could wear sunglasses too with a mask. Yeah,
Wait, so
guys
who?
who did it.
So someone else? It was someone else's idea. So
Oh
they were
no,
just like, well, screw Speedy, so like concerned we're going to do it.
yeah, seriously, somebody said, yeah, screw my thoughts, and they put him on anyway. So
We'll give the people what they want. Well,
sure.
you know what didn't turn out so well though. I remember talking to Polly beforehand. He was like, "Dude, my only fear is that I lose on stream." Right? I was like, like I don't mind if I just go like 1-2 or something like that, but I just don't want to lose on stream. And
Mm,
he lost on stream. He did say the
well,
nerves did get to him a little bit because he's losing counts. Like I don't know if you saw, but that Galarian Stumpus mirror on game 3, like he lost
that was
track
a
of
little
counts,
rough.
right?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was rough.
The comments were a little. The Twitch chat was like nice, right? I remember one person was like, "Oh, that's tough." He's like, "Maybe he doesn't know about CMP." I was like, "You know, I screenshot that for sure."
Yeah,
In our
yeah.
team chat for Coolcats, right? He Polly's on my team. We have a whole channel called Polly Please because like when he's like just trolling or messing up and stuff. And trust me, we that channel was lit up
Oh,
this weekend.
Jesus.
And then he loses to Ryan Swag shortly after. He loses to 2 Ryans. Rambo Man's name is also Ryan.
Oh, no way. Okay, I actually didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, yeah, yeah, I'm
Mm-hmm.
aware. I just forgot.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Dude.
it was I'm glad he switched up his team a little bit. He was like trying all these things. Dude, I was scrimming him like the night before he went to Knoxville.
Mhm.
I was like 8-1. And the only time I lost was when he switched up his team after I locked in my team of 3. He literally switched 2 Pokemon on his team after I locked in my team. I was just like, I'll take the challenge, whatever, right? But I was just
Yeah,
like, dude, I was
it's
like, you
fine.
gotta stop trying this stuff, right? He was like trying Shadow Charizard. He's like, make it work. I was like, dude, it's not as easy as you think, right? And like, again, it was not that easy. I was just running like the meta team, like the Magic Mason
Oh,
team.
yeah. Yeah,
And
the same team that Beach ran.
yeah, well, Beach actually ran that same team in Toronto as well. Because I remember he had a mirror
Oh.
matchup with Brown Baller too. So
Mhm.
he's been running that team as well. I mean, so it's not really like the Magic Mason. It's just Magic Mason's team because he won with it. But technically, it's more of a Brown Baller Beach team because they're running the Psychic moveset rather than Power Punch. Yeah,
Right?
Kobovish team, right? Yeah. But anyways, I was running that team. And I was running some other. I was like, I'll run whatever you want me to run. But I'm telling you, like, he was trying to run Vigoroth. I was like, nah. Hey, dude, he tried to run Vigoroth. And I was like, he's like, how about this, Caleb? If you beat me in a best of 3, then I won't run Vigoroth. I was like, all right, send it. Right. And I brought my San Diego team. I had a Bastion taking out his Vigoroth, right?
Oh my
I
god.
was like, dude. And he did win one battle, and the one battle he won, he didn't bring Vigoroth. So
Dude. Yeah, that's the thing.
yeah.
Like, on paper, Vigoroth actually looks fine. I can see how Polly could lean towards that, gravitate towards that.
It's
Doesn't
just run
it doesn't look
many.
terrible. It just doesn't do any job, like, really well. It does a lot of
Yeah.
jobs, like, okay, but none of
It
them
does
really
like
well.
the job it's supposed to do piss poor too. Like it barely beats Clarence Stumpus and Reggie. If you don't land a bulldoze, you're losing those matchups. Like what?
Yeah,
And
it's
bulldoze
just
is a
tough.
terrible move that takes a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can
I
beat
was just,
Owl, which is nice, but
yeah, dude,
then you're, like,
you don't
so
beat
hopeless against Trevenant.
Trevenant.
Yeah,
I mean, Medichip's not great, but at least you have Ice Punch. You don't really beat
yeah.
Sable. I mean, Sable is already, but like again, like just run the Medichip. You're gonna lose those matchups. You're gonna lose the head to head. Like it just, he didn't
It's
run
tough.
that luckily. He didn't run that
Yeah.
luckily. He was dead set on running Powder Snow alone Ninetales. I was like, dude, when's the last time
Well,
someone won a regional or international with a Powder Snow alone Ninetales in the last 3 months? And I guess I was proven wrong there. I mean, there were 2 Powder Snow alone Ninetales in the grand finals between Dijon the Jin and Rise Occasion, who both
yep.
played really well too. Dude, Dijon, dude, that guy was hanging on a thread, right? I was like, dude, he's out, right? Like he killed it on day 1, right? Power
Yep.
through, right? Did not lose a single battle. But a lot of those people he beat too, like no disrespect to them, weren't like super big names, right? Weren't like, oh, this is the matchup of the century here. So we're like, all
Sure,
right,
yeah,
let's
yeah.
see how he does against like some of the big names, right? These people that go to a lot of these tournaments. And you got 2 by Onion Frank, but then just
Yep.
power through and then beat Onion Frank in the losers finals, like made the adjustment. And Yeah, he gets swept by Rice in the grand finals, but hey, I think he just want to hang it with the boys a little sooner, right? No need to reset no bracket. If Rice was
Yeah, no,
dialed in.
Bijan was awesome, dude. He was actually the only person to not drop a single game in day one. He won 100% of his games, just all
Pretty
2-0s.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
And he lost
Rise only
100%
dropped.
games in the grand finals.
Oh, God.
Little ice
Oh
and
my
cold,
God.
ice and fire there. But
Yeah, dude.
no, but
It
he
was so
played great
cool.
though. Three
Yeah.
shadows. Three shadows.
It was so
But
cool to see
Rise too,
Rise
no
win,
fighter.
man.
Rise also no Metacham.
Yep.
Like it was the teams were pretty cool. The teams are pretty cool, I gotta
Mhm.
say. Yeah. Koff Rodriguez from Koi's a Beast.
Yep.
It's Koi's a Beast, right? Not CO is a Beast.
It's actually CO.
It
CO
is?
is
It's pronounced
yeah.
CO is a Beast?
Mhm.
I always
I
call it
remember
Koi's a
'cause
Beast because I've
he
noticed it
came to
so
one of my streams,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Yo, CO, what's up?" And he was like, "Man, you're one of the few people that says my name right."
Well, it's confusing because they're all lowercase besides the C. Like you would think it's Koi, right?
Yeah, he
But
would.
okay,
No,
interesting.
he played
I think
well.
at one point someone said, I think it was Phoebe. He said it, and it sounded like he said CCO, but he said, let's see CC CO's the
Let's see
beast." Yeah,
CO.
yeah.
Oh
And I was like,
my
what the heck? I'm
God.
gonna say CCO, but then yeah, he said it without. I don't even think he tried to work that in. It just like happened. But
It's just a Phoebe thing, you know?
just a Phoebe thing, dude. That guy loves
His
his
puns.
puns. Yeah, dude.
He was
He's training for the dad joke like Olympics here. He
dude,
might have
he lays
UP.
them down heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, he makes sure you know he's laying them down heavy too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
pauses.
yeah.
He also said quick maths, like, way more than I ever did, so there's that.
Really? Oh, I didn't catch
Yeah,
that
dude, he
part.
said it,
That's
like,
funny.
5 times. Yeah.
Dude, you're gonna be out of a job soon,
It
Speedy, at this
I
rate.
know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he said something like, "Stabilize foul plays are 6, 6, and 5." That's quick maths with Alpha Phoebe, something like that. It's
Well,
pretty rough.
does have a PhD. Um. Anyway, so it was a good time. Hopefully it was good for you all too. I didn't love how they did the brackets, but it is what it is. They did the whole like
Yeah,
morning afternoon bracket thing instead of like showing all the winners finals and losers finals. Like it's just hard. It's
yeah.
like it's from a storyline perspective, it's just hard to follow, right? But because
Yeah,
I'm just like,
it's like you
well, I
go
keep
ahead.
thinking, I was just watching, I was like, oh, Wadaj made top 8, right? Like I'm not even making fun of Wadaj, but I was like, literally, like I see him win. I'm like, oh, he made top 8, right? I'm like, why is he battling again? Like he just
Yeah,
battled like what was that, round 6, round 7? Like what? How many rounds are left in
yeah,
his losers, right? I was like so
exactly.
confused, but it was like so hard to follow, right? I was like, wait, how's he
Yeah.
not in top 8? I'm like, I literally thought like at some point I was like, are they doing the top 8 battles today or something, and they're just going to do grand finals tomorrow or top 4? Like I was super confused, but it's like so hard to follow.
Yeah. So for a reference for everyone that's listening, the first couple tournaments we did A and B pods and then C and D pods.
Mm-hmm.
So you essentially, if you registered to play, half of the players played at like 9 a.m. The other half had to wait, not play a single game until like
2
2
p.m. And then
2
sometimes you
p.m.
don't even see the winners finals, losers finals of the C and D pods because
Yes.
you can only stream for so long. Like there's a deadline or like a set time for production
Yeah.
to end because they're paid only for a certain amount of hours, and they just have to end
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's not production's
So
fault or anything like that, too. By the way, it's I mean I don't want
no.
to like blame name names or anything, but I think it's more so. I'm not going to name names.
I know. I
Let's just
know.
leave it at that.
It's
It's not my preferred
yeah.
preference.
Yeah, it's not production, it's not the casters, and it's not the Pokemon Company.
Speedy your chief here and be like, do some process elimination.
Deductive
Listeners.
reasoning here. Yeah.
But
Anyway.
it is what it is. I mean, we have different preferences. Some people might prefer. We're not saying like one is definitely worse than the other, but my personal opinion is that it's not as good. And also, the event ends later. I don't know why, but the event actually ends later when you do the A, B, and C, D pods. So you make the judges work longer. You make the TOs work longer. It's just the players are there longer.
Yeah.
You also, like, imagine if you had the afternoon session. You just sit there for like 5 hours, like waiting.
Yeah.
You woke up early
exactly.
for what, right?
And very often there's no like food in the venue.
Mm-hmm.
So then you have to leave. And then I think that also damages retention. I'm sure we have more like drop-offs if people have to leave to go eat food, because some of them like don't look at the time, or maybe they just don't feel like coming back, whatever it might be.
Exactly. Anyway, great time. Looking forward to the next one. I think the next one for at least North America is Vancouver. That's going to be not this upcoming weekend, next weekend.
Yeah.
The first
Vancouver,
one in the new meta. The new meta. Watch out. Expound.
I'll say moment of silence. The yeah, Vancouver followed by Charlotte and then Fort Wayne, right?
Yeah.
I think those are the next
Charlotte,
three.
Fort Wayne. Yeah. For those are all 3 in March. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be good. You maybe you should compete at one of these.
Dude, that'd be fun. Be super fun. I need to get out to one of them. The thing is, like a lot of the regionals that I actually physically live close to, Knoxville, Orlando, I've had to cast, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I actually do compete, I have to fly like way out of the way to go do it.
This is why you got to tell them ahead of time. Be like, I told TPCI ahead of time. I'm like,
I know.
keep me,
Well,
don't
yeah,
schedule me for San Diego. I also don't even
like
know. Like, imagine taking a plane from LA to San Diego. I think they would just have me drive, and I just reimburse the gas. I'm like, if I'm going to drive this
yeah,
whole thing, like, I might as well just play. Like, I,
yeah.
I don't like
Could just do
driving,
that.
so yeah.
Yeah. Like I was saying on the cast, there are needs and wants, right? And like I told them I didn't want to do a couple, and they were like, "Oh well, we need you to do these." I'm like,
Mm,
"Okay."
okay.
So there's that.
Okay, I see how it is. Anyway, a few events that have been happening. We'll talk about like the lighter events for now. Gaming Ghoul was released in Pokemon Go. It's kind of like when they released Meltan too. You need 900 of these coins, so these coins are now on the stops. You spin them, blah blah blah. You collect more coins, and then you can also you can use a golden lure
Mm,
to get more Gaming Ghoul coins, which is kind of interesting. But also, um, you essentially what you do is you send yourself, so the instructions we're throw on the YouTube thing as well if you're looking at it, is you pair your phone to a Nintendo Switch. You have to have Scarlet or Violet, and then you go to mystery gift, connect to Pokemon Go, etc., etc. I haven't done this yet
mhm.
myself, but essentially you'll
I
get a
haven't
coin
either.
bag, and the coin bag's kind of like a Meltan box. You open it, and then I
Mhm,
don't know how long it's go for, 30 minutes, an hour. I'm gonna do the first one today because it's well, we're filming this on Tuesday, so by the time you listen to this it'll be a little too late.
mhm.
But spotlight hour tonight is uh double catch candy.
Yeah,
So
for
you get,
Slackoth, right?
yeah, for slack off. But if you pop a Gimme Ghoul bag, then you'll be getting extra coins. And once you get more coins, you can evolve it into Gimme Ghoul 999. So it's gonna take a hot second. But the good news
It's a
is
lot.
not really meta relevant in Great League nor Ultra League. Kind of Master League, not really. It breaks up the Dialga Zacian core, but that's about it.
Mm,
But
mhm.
again, like, dude, if you know me, I'm not really playing Master League. So plus you
Yeah,
have the Hundo too, right? But it might learn better moves later. Its signature move is Make It Rain, which I think is a steel move, right? In
yes,
main series
hard hitting
game,
still move.
very
Mhm.
it's very good in main series game. So if they give it Make It Rain, could be good. So definitely get your Gimme Ghoul bags. I think you do one per day. Obviously, again, you need someone that has Nintendo Switch and Scarlet Violet, but hopefully you know
Mhm.
people nearby you that could potentially do it. And maybe down the road they'll do something like Pokemon Home, where it's just like the Meltan box, where you could just get a bag with Pokemon
Yeah,
Go. But that took like about 2 years for Meltan, so who knows how long it'll take for this.
yeah, exactly. I could definitely see that happening. I think it's cool that they're connecting Pokemon Go with other games,
Mm-hmm.
and this isn't like specifically on our agenda, I don't think. But I did appreciate with all the Pokemon Presents concepts and updates they were releasing. I did appreciate that several of them were connected to Go. I think that's a really good sign.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
for the game's longevity and health. I mean, Pokemon Sleep, this, the Gimme Goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
If TBCI didn't care about Go and thought it had run its course, they wouldn't waste their time
Yep.
building this stuff, which is
Agreed.
good.
Agreed. Speaking of, what a transition too. Pokemon Presents
Dude,
too.
dude.
Uh, there's now a new device called the Pokemon Go Plus device, and it hits the shelves in July. And it lets you
Mhm,
play Pokemon Go without need to keep your eyes on the phone. It'll automatically throw Pokeballs at the wild Pokemon, just like the Gotcha or some other
mhm.
third-party catchers. We're not advertising those or recommending them. We're just saying, that's the analogy I'm making or the comparison. And you can automatically spin Pokestops to get items as well. Pretty cool, just like the Gotcha
Yep.
or like third-party apps. But on
Mhm.
top of that, you'll also be able to switch to throwing Great Balls or Ultra Balls with the press of a button. Now
That's
that's
huge.
new. That's new.
Huge.
Yeah, because I got a lot of Great Balls and it's got nothing to do with them,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
So
dude,
that'd be
just
nice.
imagine
Also, the free
like
rate is
in
way lower.
in community day, right? If you really want to catch everything, you need to throw ultras because they have the
Mhm.
highest capture rate.
Yeah.
So instead, you can just like use your gotcha and like or your Go Plus Plus, and you can immediately throw
Mhm.
those ultras like back to back to back to back.
Yep.
It's really cool.
I think you pre-order them too. I think
Yeah,
they're out of pre-order, so I didn't try pre-ordering one, but maybe I should have.
they're already sold out. Crap.
I don't know. How do you sell out pre-orders? I guess you could too, right?
Yeah, well,
I
if
don't
you
know.
only have like a planned number for your first production run, you
Yeah.
can only sell up to that many, I guess.
Yeah. So I definitely looking forward to it. Hopefully it doesn't vibrate. That's my biggest thing I hate about my Go
Yeah,
Plus. It's this freaking vibration thing. I mean, the auto catching thing is nice though. I will say
yeah,
that. But like I don't even mind the vibrate if you could turn it off, right? Because like it's
sure,
cool to like
sure.
get alerted when something's nearby, but as long as you don't want it on, like I'm in the back of like a Uber or Lyft, and they're all like the driver's like, "Oh, you're really popular." I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's
It's
me.
happened to me
I'm real
too.
popular. Meanwhile, I'm just catching like it's like that meme with the guy in the party, right? Like they think I'm popular. They don't even know I'm actually just catching Pokemon.
Yeah, right. They have no idea I'm catching Pokemon right now. You're
Yeah.
like pressing your Go Plus.
Yeah. One of my friends jokes it's my vibrator.
Oh my god. No, no. I
That's
remember
vibrate.
working in a restaurant. I remember working in a restaurant, and there was this girl I was working with, and I was like standing next to her at one of the stations, and it got kind of quiet, right? Because like we didn't have a lot of customers, and she heard it in my pocket, right? She would like,
Mm, yeah.
and she said, "What's going on?" And I was like, "You're never gonna believe this." She didn't really know that I played Pokemon.
Yeah.
I pulled it out and showed her, and she started laughing. She's like, "That is not what I expected." Good time.
Yeah. I just thought it was an electronic toothbrush or something, right?
Something. Who
Something.
knows?
So there's that coming out. So that's kind of cool. And then we have some March events. Let's talk about
Yeah.
this real quick before we get into the meat of things. The Rising Heroes March calendar event. I do like the graphics here. It kind of is like a little comic book esque.
Yeah,
Kind of.
it's kind of cool.
It's season 10. Like the season are really getting messing me up because it's like technically like season like 14 or something at GBL, but they're like
Hmm.
calling it seasons for like other stuff. So I don't know. It's officially
Yeah,
like last season was season 9. Now we're season 10, right?
yeah.
Um, but so give me goals in stuff in Pokemon Go now, and then the raids, 5-star raids. We got Incarnate Form Tornadus, hot garbage, but hot garbage gotta be hot garbage somehow, right? So March 1st to March 8th, March 8th to the March 21st though, Ho-Oh. I need this. I got the Shundo Ho. I need to
You got the
make this,
Shundo.
right? I'm gonna make this, right? I'm gonna
Yeah.
make this Shundo Ho. And then we got Incarnate Form Thunderous from the 21st to the 28th. Is what it is. But then we back at it with Lugia, March 28th to
Yu-Gi-Oh!
April 10th. Perfect. In my birthday's on April 1st. Like it's perfect timing, right? They made
There
this
you
just for
go.
me. I'm sure. I still don't have a Hundo Lugia too. Wild,
Oh, really?
wild. Yeah,
Actually, that's
I've
like
done
the
like
one
over
thing
like
I
70
have.
like lucky trades with it or something. And I've done a
Dang.
bunch of shiny like lucky trades too. I would love a Shundo. Imagine a Shundo lucky Lugia and a Shundo lucky Ho-Oh. Dude,
Dude,
set. The
that's
Johto
GG's right
Master
there.
here. Yeah.
Yeah,
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 Lugia's always been kind of my kind of thing, right? Back in the early days of Sylph and everything, but I just
yeah. That's how you made your initial
don't get
name,
it.
and now it's got Aeroblast, right? It's
It's
even
got
better.
Aeroblast, Dragon Tail got buff, like everything. Yeah, I was using
Hmm.
extra sensory back then.
In you know, we call it the Megas.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, there's some
Sure.
new ones
So
too.
Mega Race to start the month, March 1st to the 8th. We have Mega Charizard Y, which is, pretty solid. The 8th through the 21st, I'm actually hyped for this one. We have Mega Medicham coming to
Mm-hmm.
Raid, which is dope. Then we've got March 21st to 28th is Mega Venusaur, followed by Mega Alakazam from March 28th to April 10th. Are you going to gather energy for any of these?
Dude, so I really messed up. I don't have enough energy for a Gardevoir. I
No.
did one Gardevoir raid and we didn't beat it fast enough, so I couldn't even evolve it. So I'm like already
No.
messing up again, like back like in the old days. But Mega Medicham for sure. Charizard, Venusaur, I'm already set. Alakazam, maybe no, it's during Lugia. I'm not gonna do it. I mean, the unfortunate part is Medicham's during Ho. If Medicham was during like Tornadus or Thunderous, that would have been a wrap, right? We
Yeah,
kind of
right?
prioritize like both at the same week. It's not the end of the world, but it's
Yeah.
just like the Tornadus are just gonna be super boring, and I don't need the Mega Charizard, so I don't know. I'll probably just do my daily pass at most, maybe not even. But yeah,
Mm.
Mega Medicham debut, nice. Fighting and psychic typing, pretty good, pretty good. Gives us
Yeah,
another
I'm
fighting
down.
option too outside of low putting. So,
And then
um,
if Megas ever come to Ultra, it could actually be pretty good there too.
I actually looked into it. It's like still pretty underwhelming, actually.
Is it? Oh crap.
Yeah, it's a little bit, but there's also a lot of ghost types too in Ultra. Like we could do it to a Giratina, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
They have a bunch of events. Honestly, we'll probably talk more about the events next week because we got other stuff to talk about, but we'll
Mhm.
cover those things. Research breakthroughs still kind of hot garbage. We got Parsec, Pinsir, Snorlax, Gibbo, Furfrou, Gumi. Like I don't mind this variety, like mixed bag kind of thing, but just like nothing in the bag's really good. you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, exactly.
like they're okay, but like who needs Gibbo candies? Dude, I have like over 1,000 something Gibbo XLs. Obviously some people coming into the game like they might want it, but it's just like, dude, I'm sure someone coming in the game would appreciate like even just like the legendary beasts, right? Like a Raikou or like
Yeah.
a Entei. Like that would be cooler too. But
Yeah, of course.
I don't know. It is
Yeah,
what it
the only
is.
one I actually want out of that whole bundle is the Gumi, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yo, raid hour. This dude, they're coming in clutch with these. March 8th and 15th is raid hour, man. They're like, you're getting the XLs for the Shundo. And you know what? You're right, Niantic. You're right.
Nice.
Spotlight hour, 2 times catch candy transfer for Eevee. For the hoarders, as you would say. So it's probably gonna be a while before they have like the triple like transfer candy increase XL thing again. So unless you want to
Mhm.
hoard until next year's event, Speedy, you should probably transfer here.
No, I'll probably offload my bag a bit here, March
Yeah.
7th.
And then we got Rowlet lit in Poplio for the following weeks, double
Dude,
XP, double Stardust for lit in, double XP for catching. Like nothing super wild, but
random question. So I actually been curious about this, right? We
mm-hmm.
both play the game a lot. I noticed that your catch count is getting like pretty high up there
Mm-hmm.
these days. I think you could fit 400K by the end of the year. So I think.
By the end of the year,
Yeah.
dude. I
You need
mean,
7,000 more.
end of the year, I do it, dude. We're in February. Of course, the end of the year. What do you mean? I'm talking about like end of spring at the
Dude,
latest.
I don't
End of
have
the
any
year.
I don't have any Rowlets in my bag, but my question for you is how many XLs of each of these do you have? How many
Oh,
XL Rowlet candies do you already have before the spotlight hour, before the inevitable community day, before any other event?
125 for Rowlet. You don't have any for Rowlet, right? You don't have even the
I don't have a
evolution.
Rowlet in my bag, so I can't look.
What about the evolution? You transfer them all?
No.
You know, the
Mm-mm.
Decidueye? Oh wow.
Transfer
Okay,
them
what about
all.
Litten?
Litten, I've got 258 XL.
Oh dang, a lot. 145 here.
Okay. Poplio, I haven't built a Hundo Primarina yet, but I
Yeah, I
have
haven't invested any
331.
XLs either. Yeah, how many you have?
331.
Oh, you must be trading all of these. I have 266. I
Yeah.
stopped trading them because I figure I have enough to make it when I find the hundo, so that's why.
Yeah. Fair,
But
fair.
okay, all right. Speedy trying to
Yeah.
flex on me is what I see. He's
Dude,
trying
I'm
to take the
just
opportunity to flex.
what I'm it's actually for science, right? Because I'm thinking about how they released the XL feature and how we can catch the XLs for something before it's community day now, which is like still relatively new over the past 6 to 8 months or so. So I'm just trying to like put two and two together. Like, okay, if this Pokemon's in the wild, we can catch XLs for it. How important do community days actually become, or do they become much less important over time?
That's why I think the bonus for community days helps a lot more, right?
True.
Like if you have the dust and stuff, that will really incentivize
Yeah.
people. But otherwise, yeah, or maybe getting better spreads. Like that's usually what I've prioritized. Like
Mhm.
Chespin is a really tough one because it's always weather boosted. So I don't have a good Chespin. I found a
True.
good one in San Diego during the regional. They got ranked 2 for Ultra League. Dude, my best one for Great
Nice.
League is awful. I didn't get a single gun for Great League, so that's a little bit of struggle. Um, but yeah, so I think that would probably be the biggest reason. But yeah, you're right. Like XLs, like especially Mega something, like dude, you're coming out with more than enough for like years, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, before we get to this GBL season, the Rising Heroes, I have season 14 here. Let me just edit these and just say season 10 because now like that's like the
Yeah.
actual numerical thing. But before we get there, I need to ask you something.
Yeah. What's up?
Did you hit Legend?
Oh, dude, I'm taking it right down to the wire.
Dude, it's February 28th. We're less than 24 hours from the new season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, your
I
thought
dude,
that's
I
to just say
tried
yeah.
I
Just
tried
yeah.
your new team yesterday and I went
Yeah.
1-4. You've
What?
got
Did you
you've
watch the
got no
video?
you've got no answer to Walrein, dude.
What
Walrein
do you
like
mean? Dude, that's
Walrein's
the
so
mobile.
hard to beat for that team.
I don't know. Did you watch my video? There are a ton of Walreins.
You
Walrein's
wait,
not the
you use
problem for me.
Mawile? You use Mawile that needs 2 charge moves and you get one-shotted by an earthquake? That's how you beat
You
Walrein?
shield the Earthquake. What you mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah, okay.
you're not shielding Earthquake? Because that'll be a difference maker. Also,
Dude, of
Witchcast
course.
goes kind of even with Walrein. You don't win it, but you don't really lose it hard. And Shadow Swampert, you can
Yeah.
like take it out. With, like you can take out like a third of his health with a Hydro Cannon. That's
Mhm.
what's
Yeah,
beating you,
yeah.
a Walrein?
dude.
It's the
Walrein's super
Pelipper
annoying.
that's more annoying out of all things.
Yeah, I agree. Pelipper is
But I
annoying.
typically just bait there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've
I was
been
using
killing it, man.
I was using a similar team. I was actually using Swampert with Walrein and Mawile. That's what I was
Okay.
using before. Actually, it was
That's like
doing pretty
really
well.
rough against Medi, right? I
I
mean,
do I
Malwa's.
haven't seen the Medi in like 3 days.
Oh, I mean, I've been seeing more lately, and Medi is super annoying for my team too because Malwa's not
Yeah,
that great into either. But you just
yeah.
like try to go shields up. It's the Wish
Mhm.
Cache that just kills it because you just like if
Yeah.
they bait you with Icicle Spear, I still swap to Wish Cache before they get to the Earthquake, so I don't double shield my Malwao. They burn all
Mm.
their energy. They come in like they come in all target like it's over. Like that Blizzard just one like they're like I'm getting people two shielding a Altari when I don't spend a single shield, and then they come into a
Yeah,
Malwao with full health for like what are you gonna do? Shields down like and then just Swampert sweeps
exactly.
2-0. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it's
like you were saying, the Shadow Mawile takes even more damage, so you definitely want the
yeah.
regular or
Yeah, you
purified
want the
form.
regular. Yeah.
But still, like taking 2 sky attacks, Mawile does get a little bit low
Mm,
after that.
okay.
It's like in the yellow,
Wait, so
like
what's your elo at right now?
so I was at 29, 27, and then I went back down to like 28, 80.
Oh my
So
goodness. How many
I know,
you play
man.
your sets today?
No, I have 5 today and before the shift tomorrow.
Yeah, you're not playing on day one because you're gonna play. You need to
Yeah.
hit legend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Were you streaming? I need to check this out.
I don't know, man. I'm still like a
You're
little
scared
bit
of getting
sheepish after
sniped.
streaming and getting sniped
Okay.
before.
Maybe we find
Like
out next
there's
week on the podcast if you're not streaming then.
yeah, maybe we find out then. Maybe
Maybe you
that's
shave
why
your
people
beard again
should
if you don't hit legend.
oh, come on.
Out of
Maybe
pride,
that's
right?
why
Out of pride.
that's that
You need to hide your face, so you're gonna like disguise yourself.
maybe people should tune in and listen next week. It's the epic conclusion.
Yeah. If you watch a YouTube version, you'll see if he has a beard or not. You get a little spoiler. Maybe you should
Yeah.
like put up like a little blanket in front of your face and be like drop it down when you talk about it.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
We gotta think of a
Or
bet
if
for
Jake
next season
sports a
too. By
beard.
the way,
Yeah, we do. Dude, I was thinking, do you know how many total battles we get in a season? Like if you played every single game, how many
that's
total
a
games did you have?
lot. I don't
It's a
know
ton,
because
right?
especially even count Go Battle Day. Yeah, it's a lot.
It's 25 every day
Uh-huh.
for the
It's
25
a
games,
lot.
right? You can
Yeah.
carry over 5 if you roll like a set from the previous season,
It's
and
also
then
not
it's all to
reliable
go
to
back.
look at people on the leaderboard because a lot of them can't get all their battles on because of the queue times, or they'll just sit there because
Yes,
they're in a high rank, right?
also true.
So I don't actually know. Wait, so why do you ask that?
I was just curious because I was thinking like I've only played like 800 battles this season. I was like, man, I've seen some people at like 2,200 battles
Let me see
played.
how many I played.
I was wondering like what the maximum is. You know what I mean?
800. Oh yeah, I'm almost at 1600.
Yeah,
But
I think
Cochino
that's
Mom hit
part of it
legend
as
in
well.
under 300 battles.
Yeah, she crushed it.
So and she
But
was running
she's
some weird
playing.
stuff. She was some like Polyrath and Great League and
Yeah, yeah,
Charizard because
yeah,
she was just using stuff that like our factions teammates use for the meta. So she's
yeah.
just practicing with it. I'm like, what the frick are you
Mhm.
doing? How you climbing with a Polyrath and Charizard
Yeah,
over
she's a
Great League?
beast.
Yeah,
Well, it's like Marita as well, right? She got legend in like 700
Mhm.
games, but she crushed it in Masters. So
Yeah, early too.
you know, maybe
I
I am actually
mean,
washed. I don't know. Maybe I
I
just
don't
don't play enough.
know. I mean, the easiest thing. All right, the easiest thing is like race to legend, right? But I just, I
I
don't
don't
know,
know, man.
Speedy. You know,
You
I
should
just,
challenge Polly again.
I feel bad sometimes challenging people like this. I'm just, they're still trying to hit it when I'm far ahead. Okay, how about this? How about this? If your pride can stomach this, right? It's up to you. It's a pretty good deal for you if your pride can stomach it. Uh, it's first to hit legend, but you get an extra 7 days after I hit it. And if you hit it within those 7 days, even after I hit it, then you win. So
So
I
I
hit
I
legend
get a
7 days
1 week
before you.
handicap.
Huh?
I get a 1 week handicap.
That's pretty generous, right?
It
You
is
want
maybe too
more?
generous. Maybe too
Oh, too
generous.
generous. Oh, so you think it's worth it? I'll
Well,
say it right now. I perm my hair, right? Like I have like pretty long hair. I'll perm it, right? I won't do something cheap. I won't like cut it short on the top, maybe the sides, but I
uh,
won't cut it short on the top. I'll leave it long and I'll perm it so you can like see it permed.
oh man,
That's permanent, by the way. That's what perm stands for in short.
it does. It
Permanent.
does.
I can't wash that out. It just needs to grow out. And I'm not going to shave my head. Like I'm just going to leave it. Dude, imagine like I'm on the cast. I'm like wearing the headphones. I got like curly hair sticking out.
Dude, that would be pretty
I'm not going to
rewarding.
make it look
To be
like an
honest.
afro or anything like that, just because my hair naturally doesn't curl like that. And
Yeah,
also that's
but
like a
it'd still
little,
be puffy, you know.
weird. Yeah, for appropriation purposes. But yeah, but it'd be like wavy or curly. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty
interesting.
good, right? What are you gonna do? Shave an eyebrow?
Dude, I don't know.
Grow the soul patch out?
Dude, if I shave the middle of the beard, I'll have mutton chops like Wolverine. It'd be pretty cool. No.
Let's
I'm get
see.
I'm
But
still
do you
like
like the time frame? Do you like the premise of the bet though? 1 week?
I don't know, man.
Don't tell
That's
me
the
you need
thing,
more
like
than that.
no, it's not that at all. It's like you said about the whole pride thing, right? Like if
Mhm.
your pride can stomach having a 1 week handicap, now
Exactly.
I don't know if I
That's what I'm
want that.
saying. I
You
mean,
know what I
we don't
mean?
need the handicap. We can do it straight up, right?
Yeah.
Regular, good old race, right? Ready, set, go.
Yeah.
Start the same time.
True. I feel like I don't know, man. I got a lot of backlash from my fiance about the shave too. So
No, I won't make you shave your beard
whatever,
again. I won't.
I'll just say whatever we bet needs to be reasonable. You know.
Yeah. You could get a tattoo of my name on you.
Oh my god, dude,
Yo, I kid you not. A side
that'd
story.
be so
I made a
weird.
bet with my friend, and he had to get a tattoo of my choosing if he lost, and he lost a bet. And I was like, "Yo, it's gonna be my logo, right?" Because then I take a picture with this guy, I'm like, "My biggest fan got a logo, right?" And not really, right? But I'm just one of my good friends like does it, but he
Yeah.
weaseled his way out of it because we did like a double or nothing. He got out of it because again,
You
his
got him.
girlfriend was not happy about the fact that he had to get a tattoo of my choosing.
I
Like, and I
can't
didn't even
imagine.
I hadn't even met her yet
Yeah,
because they met her in COVID. So I was just like,
can't
yeah, she's
imagine.
going to hate my guts. But
Damn. I'll have to think
hey,
of something.
yeah. Hmm. I mean,
So
dude,
like,
I'm getting my hair permed, right? Like it's not like no easy feats, right? It's not even free
dude,
either, right? But uh
I'm still waiting on the shave merch, dude. Where's the merch at?
oh yeah, I gotta work on that. I gotta work
Yeah,
on that.
come on.
Yeah. I gotta work on that.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm
Think
glad you're
about it,
excited about it. Maybe get an ears
dude.
pierced?
I'm just waiting, man. Just
Get
waiting.
an ear piercing? We could wear matching earrings.
I was just saying, like you. Come on, man. Or no, we wear one on either side, so then we can fusion, like Dragon Ball.
That'd be amazing. But see, the thing is, when you're commentating, you have the big like ear muff things. You can't really see it.
True.
So what's better
Yeah.
is maybe you get like a nose piercing. You know?
Oh, dude, come on.
Yeah, I'm sure they have
All right.
Pokemon nose piercings, right? Maybe you have a little Diglett coming out. If you're really feeling spicy on
Dude,
day 2, you change it out to a Doug Trio.
I'm telling you, man.
And then you got
Your
Wiglet
ability
as well, right?
your
For
ability to
next
think
gen.
of embarrassing things for people to do, it's like world class. All right.
Dude, I've got it on lock, man. I've got it on lock.
I don't know. My focus right now is just on the next 20 games or next 50 games that I have,
Yeah,
and that's
before you
it.
think about this Diglett nose piercing.
Yeah, I need to. All I need, honestly, I need like 3-4 1s and no
Okay.
negative sets, right?
Yeah.
And then I can get it. It's just I don't know.
All right, how about this? I'm okay with the perm thing unless people think that's like too easy, like the easy way out. I don't think it is. How about
No,
this?
I
Let's
think
leave it
so.
to our audience members. If you're listening to this part
Oh,
of the podcast,
ooh.
write your suggestions down below in the comments on what you think Speedy should do if he loses.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm down.
And we're not going to we're not going to definitely pick one, but we'll take the suggestions and see what people say. And I'm very curious, right? Like who's really like on your side of things? Or they're like, no, we need Speedy to do something. He needs to pay for
Bro,
his delay last time, right?
we learned from the beard thing. Nobody's on my side, so don't worry.
Oh, you can almost change your profile picture back, by the way. Tomorrow.
I know.
March 1st.
Almost.
Yeah.
I'm watching the time. I'm tracking the days.
Dude, you better watch the time for legend purposes too, man.
I know. But yeah, no, I'd love to hear from everybody who listens, right? Because Caleb and I love to do these friendly wagers.
Yeah.
And I'm sure some good ideas could come out of it.
Yeah. I think like actual body modification for Speedy this time around probably is a no-go just because I don't know if his fiance can handle that. I don't want to keep doing that to her.
Yeah. She's I don't know if she's still gonna want to be friends with you after that.
Dude, if it was, dude, I bet you she's gonna be on Discord every night coaching your battles, make sure you don't win. I mean, don't lose this, right?
Yeah. Well, I can already tell you, she played Lugia in her Master League run, and she's already told me, she's like, when it comes out, we're rating it. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. Make sure you're ready, Speedy. Yeah. Oh, do you agree to the 1 week?
I don't know if my ego can take it, man. Because like that's how I like founded my whole Pogo persona was on competitive, right?
I mean,
so like,
yeah, but
if I'm gonna beat you, man, I'm gonna beat you fair and square.
Okay. Hey. All right. Well, we'll lock in the actual bet next week. So you got a week to think about it, right? Perfect. Look, see, I give decent bets out, right? You know, a week grace period is pretty good to the previous Sylph world champion. Like, I feel like I'm the
Bro,
underdog here. What worlds did I
honestly,
win?
uh yeah, second place San Diego finisher. Anyway, I feel like I feel like because of all the new moveset updates, dude, it's kind of tough. I don't know what the meta's gonna look like.
What a transition, but here we are. Rising Heroes.
Jesus.
Rising Heroes. But we got the new GBL update, and let me tell you, it's a weird one. Well, first and foremost, I mean, by the time you all hear this, dude, honestly, when this podcast drops, that's when the new season starts. Literally 12 p.m. Pacific, March 1st. So if you haven't opened up GBL yet, drop a start beast, because I don't know why they're pushing this 1 hour early than usual. It's usually 1 p.m. I don't really mind the 12 p.m., but like it's just earlier, so some people might miss out on the rewards.
Yeah.
12 p.m. just makes more sense. I mean, it's just more even number, I feel like. But
Mhm.
oh boy, we got some stuff. They did fix some of the graphics up, which is nice. We got a whole schedule of things. Great League to kick it off. We have like the whole 2 week like open meta, and then like 1 week like random meta, which again I don't really love, but
Mhm.
you know, for those that like Great League, I guess. I mean, hey, you love a little Lantern, Trevenant, Noctowl meta. All you, baby.
Yeah.
2 full weeks.
Yeah.
But we
That's
got
it.
Fantasy Cup, Ultra League Edition, Color Cup, blah blah blah. We'll talk more about the specific metas.
Yeah.
Those are like always going to be a thing, and it does end with Master League and Catch Cup, Rising Heroes Edition. I actually didn't really mind the Catch Cup from last season
Yeah.
because it was some decent meta stuff that were dropped. I just don't know if it's going to happen this time around, but we'll see.
Mhm.
Because we had talk specs and stuff like that, so there's a lot of talk specs everywhere. But
Yeah.
I had that bomb Mandibuzz from Pokegames.
Oh, dude, that
Killing it,
Manabuzz was
dude.
actually nasty.
Disgusting. And
Gross.
I had a hat Toxicroak, so I had a pretty good team for Catch Cup, but I don't know if everyone will. But we won't have to worry about that until later. Anyway, we have Go Battle Day. Palmer is I think the pose that we're getting. I don't even know what it looks like yet, but first Go Battle Day is March 25th, Saturday, and then there's a Go Battle Day Stardust one May
Okay.
14th, Sunday. I think it's
Mhm.
like a regional during that time. There might be a regional during the Saturday one too.
Ooh, I'm gonna
Yeah,
check that actually.
there's
Keep
regionals. I
going.
think there's regionals during both of them. Isn't Charlotte the? Yeah, Charlotte's the Palmer one, right? I don't know.
Um, I'll tell you in a
Anyway,
second.
but I think the
Uh,
May one is Hartford, Connecticut. I'm going to be at that one too. It's a Sunday though, so it's afterward. But
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So Charlotte falls on March 25th. Go Battle Day.
Mm. Well, there's that. But anyway, and then we got the Stardust one, and there's a $1 ticket for like Stardust increased Stardust stuff. I don't know. I It's okay. I mean, $1 is not super expensive, but it's just like a first time
Mhm.
we have a paid like research for like a Go
I
Battle Day.
think I think that could be big. So side note, that is on May 14th,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks like Hartford's on May 20th. So there is 1 week there,
Oh, okay,
which
okay,
is
that's good.
which is good. But I thought this for a while. Like if we had a paid battle pass where PvPers could actually like pay like $10 at the beginning of the season just to get like enhanced rewards throughout the
Mm-hmm.
season, I think it would really like do a lot to show the investment and the difference that PvP players can make, and
Mm-hmm.
also create a bit more ROI for this feature for the game. And
Maybe they have like a specific costume as well for it, like something unique, not
sure,
just a resource. Because that's what they do for battle passes for Pokemon Unite. Is they'll have a
yes,
skin at the end, right? And it's just
yeah,
for people that bought the battle pass, and so it makes it
hmm
worthwhile, right? So you're not just getting resources.
hmm
Yeah, I wouldn't hate that. I mean, $1 is like not that big a deal, and I'll probably pay it for the Stardust, or I definitely will. There's no reason why
yeah,
not to. I pay
yeah,
way more just for the
exactly.
incubators, right? but,
So maybe this is like a gateway ticket.
yeah, the bonuses you have like 4 times Stardust from win rewards, and then I don't know what maybe the research gives you like more like you claim Stardust, right? Something like that. Because the
Mhm.
4 times Stardust from win rewards already is a thing.
Yeah,
But anyway, there's that. You know, stuff. Everything else is about the same. Fancy cup stuff like that.
no go battle
Polygon.
weekends.
No go battle weekends. I'm not really sure why they did. I mean, I don't hate that because battling 100 battles for 2 days straight was exhausting, and I personally
Mhm.
didn't really do it. All of them, but it is.
I love to have three, just like one go battle day per month would be pretty dope.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
You
think
know?
that'd be cool. All right, and this is where we get to it. The very end of the document.
Yeah.
The attack availability updates. Strap in, everyone. It's
This
going
is
to
a
be
big
a
one.
yeah, yeah. It's going to go by quick. So we got Expound, the final evolution of Whismer, in case you didn't know.
Yes.
Flygon and Como are all going to be able to learn the charge attack Boomburst, which is a normal attack move. I mean, you get stabbed on the Expound, but like, is this a good move? I don't really think so. I'm pretty sure it's pretty high energy, right?
It's like 75
Boomburst.
energy.
Yeah, 75 energy for, dude, for 150 damage. That's it.
It's like Hyper Beam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like, why? Like, how many Boombursts are you really going to land? Flygon, maybe, but like, again, Flygon's not that meta relevant. All right, so there's
Yeah.
that.
You've got, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. No, what were you going to say?
You've got Astonish, Explode. You've got Dragon Tail Como O, and then you've got Dragon Tail or Mudshot Flygon. So lots
Flygon,
of
maybe,
energy,
but yeah.
lots of energy generating moves here.
You don't really need the coverage of Boomburst. Like, you have Ground and you have, like, Dragon. Like, you're pretty good
Like, what do
outside
you
of,
need
like,
normal for?
maybe, like, a Togekiss, but you can also run Stone Edge on Flygon, so you don't really even need that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah.
it's also, like,
Toga's the
it's
only
such...
thing.
Flygon's pretty frail. It's going to take forever to get to move, and if they shield it, I was it, baby.
So,
You did nothing but mud shots, right? Like,
yeah,
you're not
exactly.
getting to a Dragon Tail for sure, but anyway, who knows? Maybe there's some niche usage. Whimsicott will be able to learn the fast attack Fairy Wind. That's actually kind of nice. Could
Yeah.
be an interesting core breaker for fighters and waters, but again, it's part grass, so like it's going to kind of loosen Noctowl still, right?
Yeah.
And then it could learn Hurricane though, so have some play into Trevenant, but I think Trevenant will probably still be king as grass types. And
Definitely.
then we got the one solution to break up all the RPS of Lantern, Noctowl, and Trevenants. Jellicent. Jellicent will now be able to learn charge attack serve, which I don't mind that for Jellicent, but that does nothing for the meta. It loses to the core 3 in the meta, along with like Registeel, like Sableye, Umbreon, like what, like it's like more frail than Azumarill in Great League. I think like it's just
yeah.
weird.
To be fair, I do think that Jellicent with Surf has a lot more play in Ultra League,
Yeah.
but ever since the Play Pokemon Championship Series came to be, that's like our main concern. That's what people are practicing for, they're training for, they get ready for. So like this is cool, right? Especially if you play Ultra and you enjoy that. I think this Jellicent with Surf is a good idea. I think it'll be fun. But like you said, it does like nothing for the Play Pokemon meta.
It checks like Charizard, but just run a Lantern. Just run a Azumarill.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Like it's I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe slight.
It's
I
like
mean, I'm sure some people will be able to make it work and go a decent run, but like this is I mean that's it. That's it for the updates, by the way. If you're waiting for more, that's it. There's no more moves.
Yeah.
There's no changes in the moves, right? Because if they buff something, let's say they buff like SmackDown, right? Just as an example, like on the damage or energy level, like that could change a lot of matchups. None of the moves got changed. They just added Boomburst, which is a very underwhelming move to 3 Pokemon that don't really need it. Fairy Wind I like on Whimsicott. Surface not too bad on Jellicent, but this meta ain't changing anytime soon unless they have like something good communities or new Pokemon. I mean,
yeah, exactly. Like I tweeted out earlier today, there's only like a few more levers they could pull, right? They could do like a mid-season mid-season rebalance. They could introduce a new Pokemon. They could introduce a new Shadow, or they could, I don't know. I think that's it.
Yeah.
There's only a few things they could do. Maybe introduce a new Community Day move or a Go Battle Day exclusive like Ninetales with Ember. That's it. It's just like, I don't know, man. I said earlier about the Las Vegas tour, they just seem very unfocused. I think it's definitely the case here as well.
I think it's I feel like it's also a little out of touch.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know if anyone from Niantic listens to this, and like my comment's not directed at everyone, right? It's for the people. Honestly, if you're someone from Niantic listening to this podcast, you're probably not out of touch. Unless you're just like hate listening to us, like right? You might be on the same page or something, right?
You're more grounded in the community than most.
Yeah, but there's also a chance that there's no one from Niantic listening to this, so I don't really care. I'll just say it, right? I wasn't gonna get offended listening to this because they don't work there.
Yeah.
But I think it's more so like you're out of touch with with not only just GPL and PvP, but definitely out of touch with the championship series
Mhm.
hosted by TBCI. Your parent
Mhm.
company of all things, right? Like your parent company, the company that you're using assets from, right? And
Mhm.
the everything is hosting these big worldwide events, right? And they're being broadcasted. You don't even have to go to the event. You just have to tune in, right? And I think like if you tune in, you'll know that the meta is stale, right? And it needs
Yeah.
change. And there's a reason, like it's refreshing if you were to do this change. I mean, you don't even have to watch the stuff. If you're just on Twitter, I'm sure there's definitely 90 employees on Twitter that see this stuff, right? And like
Yeah.
you should be able to glean it. Maybe you don't care, but again, that's being a little bit
Just
out of
like
touch.
Pokemon Go, it has founded itself on community, right? Like it's all about getting people to get together. It's all about making players happy. And there are multiple community managers across the company. And it baffles me. Like I don't understand how you can have so many people working in community, but then when the community actually erupts and they say like we want to change, we want something new, we'll play the game more if you give this to us. Like it's not like a huge ask. It's just like, hey, we want a rebalance. We want to make the game more fun. When they ask for that, and all the community managers just don't see it, don't do
Yeah.
anything about it, just don't run that up the flagpole, so to speak, of the company. They just don't acknowledge it. I don't get it. Like, what are you doing?
3 months is a long time too, right? Like so much has happened. Right? I've been talking smack with Butters about Ampharos not doing anything for
I
3 whole
know.
months straight. I feel like I've been talking about it for eternity, right? And
Hmm.
it's so long, and then we're like, all right, let's see the meta, dude. Honestly, I'm not going to, but I can extend that Ampharos bet again because nothing changed. The meta's the
Nothing
same.
changed.
Ampharos
Nothing
still not good
changed.
because nothing changed, right? Like I don't want
Yeah,
that. I would love if Ampharos maybe got better this time around because they actually changed some stuff, or they made Volt Switch different, or Brutal Swing do more damage, or I don't know something, right? Like it's just
yeah.
nothing. Nothing's different. And then we
I'm
gotta wait
just
3 more months unless there's a mid-season update, which they used to do. I will say that they did used to do it, but
yeah.
I feel like they've gone away from that, gone more to like the beginning season. It could also be that the people that used to do it no longer work at the company. There's new people there. They prefer this stuff, right? You never know, right?
It could be
You never know
that.
why the decision like process is not the same schedule as it used to be, but those could be reasons, right? And I don't really care about that, to be honest. It's just more so like, dude, 3 months. And again, we said this earlier. We got Worlds coming up shortly after these next 3 months. What
I
they're
don't want
gonna
to
do?
hear
Be
it.
like,
I don't want to hear it, man. I don't want to
yeah,
hear, oh, we have to keep it stable. I don't want to hear it. And then it's not even 6 months of the same meta, Caleb. It's gonna be 9 months of the same meta.
might as well just round it up to a year at
Dude,
that point.
if you wanted any more insight on how the meta is currently going for Play Pokemon, if you think about the first set of regionals, you think about Baltimore, right? The first like 3 or 4 regionals after Baltimore, there was an average of 20 to 22 unique Pokemon on the top 8
Mhm.
trainers teams, right? You had teams with variety, teams with like style and personality. The last one we just did in Knoxville, do you want to guess how many unique Pokemon were in that top 48 of the top 8 players Pokemon
No, how
available?
many? I mean, this is with D-Shop
Dude,
running some weird stuff too on top of
this
that. So,
this is with Dijon spicing it up,
Mhm.
literally, with his choices, right?
Mhm.
If you don't account for shadows, right? If you say Shadow, Sableye, and Sableye are the same Pokemon, which they pretty much are in a lot of
Yeah,
ways, 13. 13
dude.
unique Pokemon out of 48 total on rosters.
Dude, we have more variety in Worlds with less people at Worlds,
Yes.
like in the top
Yes, we
60 or
did.
top 12. Like that's
Yeah.
bad.
And I don't think it's that people are uncreative, right? I mean, you just came out of your own tournament run. It's
Yeah.
hard to break that
Yeah.
up.
No, no, no. I like I was prepping. I was helping Palmer's. I was mentioning. I mean, I was like mostly joking around, but I was serious. I was seriously trying to help him prep because I know
Yeah.
like he doesn't get the chance to go to a lot of these regionals, so I want him to do well, right? And so I was like, he ran all these like different spice ideas. I was like, dude, I get it, right? Like Vigoroth's not going to be a thing, right? Like it's just like the Shadow Charizard is hard to run than you think, but even that's been done in his head, right? Like I was just like he kept running these very spice ideas. And I remember because before we did our scrims that final night, he came out of scrims with someone else and he was like, dude, like this match is too strong. I was like, yeah, dude, I know. Like it sucks. Like I'm not trying to like kill your creativity, but like I want you to have the best chance of success. And you gotta just run a lot of the same meta picks as these people, unless you do something really, really wild, right?
Yep.
Like Dijon had a pretty wild team, but like you had to like have a completely different team tooled for this. My team was kind of
Yes.
similar to that. Like it was tooled to beat Metachamp because I was running Dynamic Punch Metachamp, right? But even then, my team was still fairly meta, right? But it's just like you
Mhm.
just can't get away from it. Like he's like he almost went in without like a wing attacker. I was like, dude, The last
No,
time someone
can't.
qualified for Worlds without wing attacker was before this last season update, right? Like it's not. I think it was probably bird power, but like you
Yeah.
don't like you need a wing attacker. You need a Noctowl or Shadow Charizard or something.
Every team has the same formula.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Metacham, it's a
Yeah.
wing attacker, it's a steel type, it's a water type, and then a flex pick. That's literally
Yeah.
every single team.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's baffling. I just don't get it. I mean, obviously, like Caleb and I offer a lot of input, and we're two of multiple people that try to offer ideas and input all the time, and just to be almost completely ignored is like pretty tough. You know, it's really
Yeah.
tough.
I don't know. I'm sure there's. I don't know. Giving the benefit of the benefits of doubts here, like maybe there's something going on internally where like they can't change certain things, but I just don't
Yeah.
get it because like it's like I mean it's not a I don't think it's a Pokemon company thing, but I don't know. I could be wrong. But like
I don't know.
the other titles they have updates, right? VGC, TCG, Unite. I mean, yeah, people complain about Unite, like certain Pokemon being released broken as heck, but they at least have new Pokemon being released consistently,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like it sucks
Well,
that they're that broken, but they have a different kind of problem. But it's still like, you know,
well, if you just juxtapose this against something that literally happened yesterday in the Pokemon Presents presentation, like
yeah.
how can two companies work with the same IP, but then this release from Niantic is like so far from brand standards? It doesn't make any sense to me how that's even
Uh,
possible.
you
You know what I
know,
mean? The Pokemon is all about care and attention and brand strength. And then when you release a blog post, it literally has all the badges the wrong styles, and you have like freaking grammatical errors all over it, like we did last season too. Like, how does this happen?
I'll transfer my Bastion if someone wins a regional or international with Exploud. All right, like it's just not happening. Like
Man.
these updates are not like.
I thought you said you're going to do it. I thought you were going to say I'll transfer my Bastion if we get a decent season update. And I was like,
I
man,
did. I might do that
I
for the
think
people if I knew those guaranteed results for that.
I think you'll hold on to that thing for a while.
Like
You know,
when it happens that I'll transfer.
when it happens. Yeah, yeah.
Wait till September.
Oh my god.
I mean, okay, so I'm okay. I'm a little bit hopeful, but we'll see, right? We'll see when June 1st comes around how this shows up because that seems like the most likely next update. We haven't had a good update here, so hopefully they have like potential stuff cooking.
Mhm.
Worlds, we did get the world states, and it's in the middle of August, August 11th to 13th, which is still like a month and a half away from the update. Dude, again,
Yeah.
any competent player can make that work. No one's like I'm curious if like it's not like Niantic's polling top players and be like, can you handle a meta shift, right? Like a month and a half out?
Yeah.
Probably not, right? Like they're not doing that. So hoping I'm hoping it's like kind of a double-edged sword. I'm hoping they're so out of touch this time around that they're not even considering the meta change for Worlds competitors, and then they're going to make some changes. That's my hope.
Yeah.
It's weird because last
Yeah.
year around they're like, we don't want the meta to change because Worlds coming up, blah blah blah, right? And we're all
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
dude, we're
For a
tired of this
while.
Trevenant, Walrein, Registeel, Lickitung meta. But hey, that meta was actually pretty good. I mean, looking back on it, right?
Mhm.
It is. I don't know if you saw
Right?
my meme, the Spider-Man meme I tweeted out earlier.
No, I saw your arrow meme though. That was
Oh,
hilarious.
I have an arrow meme like every week. Yeah, but if you look at my recent tweets, um, I posted something. It's a Spider-Man meme, but
Okay. I'm about to
yeah,
go look.
check it out. I'll let you react to it. I'll
All
throw
right.
it on the screen for anyone watching so that they can enjoy it too.
All right. Yeah. Give me a
Said
second. I'll
in
pull it
light of
up.
the heroes theme for GBL this season.
Oh, I see it. Okay. Wolverine Trevenant meta was a hero. I just couldn't see it. Dude. Love this. Love this.
Yeah.
For those of you that are listening, it's the scene from I believe it's Spider-Man 3
Mm-hmm.
where J. Jonah Jameson is walking through the office and he has Spider-Man's suit like pinned to the wall.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, Spider-Man was a hero. I just couldn't see it.
Yeah, he was
So
always
it's
hating on Spider-Man, and then
yeah, I always hated
now he
his
regrets
guts.
it. We're hating on
Yeah.
the Wolverine Trevenant meta, but here we
Well,
are.
dude, I hope Niantic has a J. Jonah Jameson versus Green Goblin moment when it really comes down to it, and the Green Goblin's got him by the throat and says, "Who sends you these pictures of Spider-Man?" Instead of saying Peter Parker, J. Jonah says, "It comes in the mail. I don't know who sends them." He sticks up for his guy at the last second. That's what I hope Niantic does. When everybody's like, "All right, we give up," they're like, "Guess what, guys? We actually do care, and here's a meaningful update and we're gonna like invest in this going forward. But who knows, man? I feel like we
I
always
hope
go through this
so.
cycle.
We got 3
It
months to wait for
feels
this. I mean, just think about again. If you're from Niantic, you're listening to this. You're in touch, right? There's no way you're not. If you're listening to this,
yeah.
I could be wrong. But like, just think about how happy, and excited people were in September on September 1st when they dropped that update. Everyone was like, "Holy crap! Like, we got like this, we got that, we got like you raving
Yeah.
about a double kick shadow giraffe rig, right? Like, yeah, it didn't
Dude,
end up being meta, but it was cool, right? To have
but there
that
was
amongst like
hope.
1,000 other things, right? Like, there were so many
But
things.
there's actual hope, you know?
Yeah, there
And
was.
I don't know as well. Like if you look at Twitch viewership, if you look at YouTube viewership, you look across the category in terms of users,
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon Go is declining. And I don't understand like if you're driving this company forward and you want to gain users, how you just don't do anything to gain users and think it's fine. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
Like, I get like maybe like I don't know, like the boxes, that might be a whole economy thing that I don't fully understand.
Yeah.
What do you have to lose by doing a moveset update? How does that kill your business? How does that hurt your bottom line? How does that do anything but positives? I don't
Yeah.
understand. Is that
And if you
like if you're gonna spend the time to code like boom Boomburst
Boomburst.
on a Explode, you can't just do something for like something else? Like,
Yeah. And there's just so much potential, right? Like we look at this new season, the Rising Heroes or whatever it's called. There's so much like comic book potential. That's like when you think of comic books, you think of heroes and like
mm-hmm.
battling and training against each other. There's so
Yeah.
many things that you could do with that,
Gave
and it just
Buzzwole
feels like,
something cool. Like,
yeah, yeah. I mean, do you remember in Unite when they had the Cinderace and
yeah,
Buzzwole,
yeah,
the
yeah.
two
That's what I was thinking
teams?
about. Yeah, yeah.
It's similar,
It was
right?
cool.
It
Yeah.
feels similar, but there's like no feet under this,
There's
and
nothing.
people think that there might be not excuse me, people might not think that there's any interest in this kind of stuff. But I tweeted out earlier today and I said, like, I'm feeling pretty gutted. Like, I'm really disappointed in these results and there's just nothing here. And my tweet has 25,000 impressions.
Dude.
People are looking at this. I'm just like one small creator, right? This is, I
Oh, well, small.
don't mean to,
You're the speediest chief, but
shut up, man. I don't mean to sound, I don't mean to sound like a Debbie Downer today or like a whiner or anything. I know some people are like, "Oh, get over it," it's just Pokemon, just a meta. But like, I
dude,
don't
I
know.
don't know, man. If you're
You
saying
and I,
get over
Caleb,
it, you're an hour 40 minutes in this podcast, man. You really hate listening to us. Like,
for real
I feel
though.
like a true fan would be like, yeah, we feel you, right? We feel the
Like
same
you and
way.
I, Caleb, we've got a good sense of the community, right? We spend
Mm-hmm.
so much of our time with the community, and we know that people are unhappy. It's just like,
Yeah, it's not even a personal thing either. Like, yeah, it's boring to cast like a Lantern versus Noctowl in the back end matchup of a tournament, right? In like the
yeah,
grand finals, whatever. But I'm sure it ain't fun to watch either, right? It's not fun for the
exactly,
players unless you have that Lantern. Even then, you're like, man, it could have been the other way around if I brought the Noctowl and they had the Lantern, right? Like, it's just not like it
exactly.
doesn't make exciting content, for
Yeah.
anything. But it's not fun to play. It's not, yeah, I don't know, but I do know that people in the community will find ways to be creative and break these cores up. But like, you gotta try really hard to be creative, man. You gotta bring something like Dijon, bring some triple shadow, weird stuff, playing out
Mm-hmm.
your mind. Or we got like Rise with no fightings, but fighter types, but like still playing, really well. Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
it's not easy.
Yeah. I've seen other games over the past year really whittle and it's not whittle, excuse me, but wither away, and their player base just really reduce because they don't release new content and
Mm,
everything just feels so dry and stale.
yeah.
And I just don't want that to happen to Go. And especially when we talk about Pokemon Presents, all those things tied to Pokemon Go, the
Mm-hmm.
Gimme Gold, Pokemon Sleep, the new device that they're literally manufacturing for this game, so
Dude.
much is related to Go, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like there's any investment in
Mm-hmm.
this, right? It's like so incongruent. It's
Yeah. A
maddening.
lot of people weren't even happy about the whole event from this past weekend, but that's a whole different.
Yeah. That's a whole different tea
That's a
topic,
whole different
right?
thing. I mean, I kind of enjoyed it, but I was just rating. But
Yeah. Yeah.
anyway,
I don't know.
so
Out of touch, unfocused, all the things.
all the things. We'll see how it goes. Speaking of primals,
Dude. I heard there were some abusers
there
of
was.
bugs.
So I'll talk about this. Actually, I'll give a little backstory. I tweeted last week because I climbed up to the 3,500s, right? I'm like, Yeah, I'll say exactly what I said just so that like it
Mhm.
doesn't get misquoted.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't want to
direct
misquote
quote.
myself here, but I was just like, yo, February 24th, right? I was like, running both Primal Kyogre and Primal Ground on the same line is 2 OP, right? It's a joke, right? But a lot of people didn't get the joke because I'm like, how do you do that, right? Like, I was like, dude, I don't have any of these primals. I was in Australia, right? No
Yep,
one's like playing
yep.
on my account in Vegas because I'm literally battling Butters on the stage, right? But I get it. Not everyone knows me. Not everyone knows this joke. So I was just trolling more in the comments, right? Like, how do you do it, right? I was like, I just believed I was the best there ever was, right? Or something like that. But like, yeah, I was just trolling. I was like, oh, that's not a thing. Like, you're gonna figure it out. Also, like, if I was like, dude, even if I was a nobody, someone battling 3500s, these players are competent enough to screen record and like take screenshots of like double megas, right, or double primals. I was playing
Yeah,
Hoenn.
of course,
I,
like,
did, I, did, I
obvious.
don't even have like my only max out legendary is a Dialga. That's it. It's not even a mega. Like
Mhm.
I don't have a max out Kyogre Groudon still because I just don't even have XLs. But anyway, then over the weekend, there was an exploit that people discovered, and you could use like triple megas, double primals, all that stuff, right? And I was like, oh, well, that's kind of unfortunate. And then someone copied my tweet and posted under the Pokemon Go's like tweet and be like, these people are cheating, right? Here's the example. So I responded, I was like,
Damn it.
dude, no, this is a joke. Like I didn't even have primals. And then so I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? Let me clarify. So 2 days later, I'm like, this was a joke, right? But I can understand the confusion now that there's actually reports of a bug that allows multiple megas on the same team. I would never exploit something like this for climbing rank nor content purposes, and anyone
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
does should really find their mole compass. I tried to clarify. I was like, I'm not even making YouTube videos on it. I even tried this exploit. I don't even care how it works. I'm not interested, right? I'm not going to do it.
Mhm.
It's unethical. It's bad sportsmanship, and just like, what's the point, right? Like, I wouldn't even do this just to top left just to see it. Like, who cares, right?
Yeah.
It's an exploit. Like, who cares how cool it looks? You see a screenshot of someone else doing it. Anyway, for the most part, people just like troll me back, like, oh, you would run
Oh,
triple Bastion
sure.
on set or something like that. There's some people that legit still don't believe it, right? Which is like, dude, I like, I know this is like rude to say, but some of these comments are just straight up dumb, right?
Yeah.
Like they have
Yeah.
no evidence. You're like, oh, look at this guy doubling down on his lie. I'm like, all right, what evidence you have, right? Like, you even know who I am, right? Like, you know how many people call me out on Twitter if they saw me, right? Like, even just like, even if my
Dude.
name was dedicated from my outfit, right? Like, they could 1,000 things, right? Like,
Dude,
I'm just,
I've got it.
I respond to one person. I said, I just tried to keep it as like civil but savage as possible. I said, it must be really nice to be so confident while knowing so little. They didn't respond. They
Dude,
didn't respond
love
after
it,
that.
love it.
But I'm
I
just
have a
like, dude,
tip.
like,
I
yeah,
have a tip for everybody that
uh-huh,
doesn't believe Caleb, and you're listening to this, or maybe this is like a reel or something, and you're
yeah,
watching this. My tip for you is watch all of Caleb's content from the beginning and see if he's ever made a video on this. Just watch all of his videos, give them
uh-huh.
all likes, and then comment on all of them below. I think that would really hurt his feelings a lot.
Yeah, yeah, please do, please do. You know, it would really hurt my feelings if you log into your alt accounts on YouTube and also do
Oh,
all of that. Yeah,
true,
yeah.
true,
Comment
yeah,
again.
yeah.
Comment again.
Just
See
have
if I
them
made
playing in
any
multiple
content with
windows.
exploits. Yeah, yeah. I guarantee you,
Exactly.
you might find something, but don't skip a video, right? It might be hidden
Yeah,
there somewhere.
that would really just upset him a lot. He'd mauled. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. I'll give you 5% of my YouTube revenue for that month.
Oh man. No
But
worries.
but here's the thing. It was actually very disappointing because I did see screenshots and videos of people that I recognized in the community doing this stuff, and they were like trying to
Yeah.
hit legend, or they were gatekeeping people
Yeah.
from legend or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with gatekeeping from legend, but not when you're running triple megas or double primals. Like, that's literally, you can't beat that, right? Like, I don't
Yeah.
care what you're running, right? You have a perfect Dialga and like you have your own primal Kyogre. Like, what are you gonna do against the Mega Gyarados in the back, right? Like, have like an Ampharos. Like, it's like you're not gonna
Yeah,
be able to beat it,
exactly.
right? Even electric into water type at that point. Anyway, so
Yeah.
I tweeted this out after this was like last night, but I said, I've been seeing a lot of names I recognize abusing the triple megas slash primals, bug, and GBL in the past 24 hours. Sportsmanship and integrity aren't necessary ingredients to being a battler, only ingredients to being a good person. I hope the elo gains were worth it. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's just like, it's disheartening because, yeah, okay, like Niantic, like, you know, it's a bug and stuff like that. But dude, every game has bugs. Every game has
Mhm.
bugs. Some has more than others. Every game's gonna have a bug. Every game's gonna have an exploit. I don't know any game that doesn't, right? It's just like,
Mhm.
be a better person and like, is it
Yeah,
worth it? Like, is it? Also, it's just like, it's like a pride thing, right? And like, we're joking about like this GBL thing, but at the end of the day, like, is that how you want to win, right? Like, you
exactly.
had to cheat to get a pose to get legend, right? I don't know. Honestly, the people that probably did this are probably not listening to this podcast, but my message to those, I'll make this a clip. I'll post on Twitter so I could get the
Alright,
message across for those that did cheat.
do it.
Look, I'll put it this way: if you needed to cheat or exploit your way to a rank or leaderboard position or for a pose, whoever, you should really reflect on yourself here, right? Is that if you're willing to cheat yourself to get that achievement, what else are you not willing to do? Not only in Pokemon Go, but in life, right? Like, what other shortcut are you not willing to take to reach the goal you're trying to do? Because
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just.
Especially against people that are trying to do it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Well, Caleb, it doesn't appear to be explicitly against Niantic's TOS, so I don't see any problem with doing it. Sound familiar?
Dude. Well,
Sound
one, okay,
familiar?
the last time we had a big exploit like this was probably the Jesus G incident back in 2020. He was
Yeah.
essentially getting fast moves through when people were throwing charge moves. It was like something wild. This guy climbed the leaderboard. He like probably didn't lose a single game in like weeks. And
Yep.
then that guy got banned. And he posted about it, like glowing about it on Facebook. Like, oh
Oh yeah,
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 like
yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
back, right? Like, dude, it's been like 3 years, man.
Sure.
You're gone. You're gone. Right. But also just
Yeah.
like, no, like okay, so the general premise of it, and hopefully they'll patch it so like it can't be replicated.
It's
But
yeah,
I
hopefully.
think you use like 3 phones, and then you mega evolve or primal evolve, or whatever, all
Mhm.
or the 3 different Pokemon on you logged into your account on 3 phones, and then you battle. And here's the thing, sweetie, I don't know if you know this part. After that battle, you have to do all those mega evolutions again, because probably in the code, like, you can only have one active one, right? So you're dumping like tons of mega energy for just one set of battles, just to have advantage to try to get legend or expert or whatever the heck you're
Yeah.
trying to achieve. Dude, tell tell me you're down bad without telling me you're down bad. Like, how is that? Like, how is this the last resort you have? How do you, like, dude? Like,
Yeah,
if you
and
need
for
if you need coaching that bad, I'll give you a free coaching session for a month, right? If you need coaching that bad to try to get to legend, right? Oh my
And
god.
for anyone that's saying, "What the hell? Why are we actually talking about this exploit in detail?" Because we're like effectively teaching people how to do it. They pulled megas
Yeah.
from the Master League. If you weren't
Mhm.
already aware of that by now,
Also, by the
so
time you hear this, it's already season
it's already
10. Yeah,
over.
so
Yeah,
yeah, so it's
exactly.
fine.
Yeah,
But that's to my
but
understanding. I never tried it myself. I didn't even honestly, I didn't even watch the YouTube videos on it because I didn't want to give it like any like views to help it trend or
yeah,
anything like that. I was just like, what's the point?
yeah, exactly.
But you
Yeah,
just ruined a good time for everyone else too. Yeah.
several content creators covered it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and like I get it. Like if you're chasing clicks, right? If you prefer the clicks over everything else, then go for it. But like
Yo, like
Caleb
Speedy
pointed out
said,
earlier,
maybe I did that too in the past video. You gotta watch every video and
y-
see.
you got to verify. Yeah,
You
you
gotta
got to go
verify.
back.
Yeah, verify.
But no, seriously, like you said, if that is your only goal and objective, then you just got to own it. You just got to own that you don't have integrity. That's it.
Yeah, some people in my thread were also arguing like, "Oh, what about like people that defit and spoof and blah blah?" And like, I get it, like there's benefits there, but let me tell you, I've beaten plenty of spoofers in PvP and defitters and stuff. Dude, you can't beat 3 megas or primals, right? Like, that's a very different
Mm-hmm.
situation. I'm not saying, like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not condoning all that other stuff either, but there's a significant difference. It's also like, let's focus on top of your hand. I don't know if I face someone running like a Mega Gyarados if it's a spoof Magikarp or not. Like, how am I supposed to
Yep.
know, right? Dude,
Mm-hmm.
you'll know when someone's exploiting this because they're running a Primal Kyogre with a Groudon and then a Mega Gyarados afterward. Like, what? Like, it's a
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
difference, right? I'm not condoning it, but like, why we talk about if, then, and buts or whatever, right? Whatever the phrase
Right.
is, right? Like, it's just
Right.
like there's like, you could say all the what isms if you want. What are you gonna say? Oh, well, you're not gonna condone this, so we're not gonna condone the mega stuff. Or
Yeah.
like we're gonna allow the
No.
mega stuff
No.
because you don't care about this stuff, right? I'm like, what?
My favorite is. Oh well, the other people are doing it and they're climbing, and the only way I can beat them and win is to do it too. Like, just it's okay if everyone else is doing it, so I can do it too now.
Uh, yeah, I
That's
don't
the
know about
worst.
that, dude. There's literally a Hoenn Cup. Like, you could literally just play the other meta. It's not
Yeah.
that
That.
bad.
What do you mean that uninteresting meta? Is that also something that was said?
Yeah. What's more interesting, playing a Hoenn Cup with a couple like a couple dozen Pokemon that are viable, or at least a dozen Pokemon, or triple mass megas primals where literally two of them are primals and one of them's a mega if you're choosing, right? Like the mega's probably also just going to be Gyarados at that point. Like,
Dude, exactly.
oh, you're allowed to run primal Kyogre and Groudon, you're not going to run both? Like what?
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Uh,
Dude, I just want to say, like, overall, the regionals have been amazing this past month, but February has been a tough month for Niantic. They've
Oh,
taken
true. Dude,
a lot of L's.
they try to end it on a bang on the last day too with this update. Yeah.
They've taken a lot of L's this month, a whole lot.
Whole lots.
And
We'll
I mean,
see.
we can discuss this next week if you want, but we didn't even get to the Halucha. We didn't even get to
That's
that.
true. We didn't.
We didn't even touch on that.
Yeah, stay tuned for Halucha, dude. That's right. Honestly, like I'm happy that Mexico's getting their own region. It's just Mexico, right?
Just Mexico City.
You're gonna be one of those dirty Halucha users too. I already
not
know.
even.
You could be like, hitting up your fiance to be like, no. Don't come to Mississippi. I'm visiting you, babe. I'm visiting you every time now. Let's move to Mexico. Yeah, after this.
Don't worry.
This wedding.
I'll make the trip. Don't worry.
Hey, honestly, more power to you. All I ask is that when you do that, when I see you at a future regional we're casting together, you trade them all to me, save all 100 trays, right? I'll give you 100 Hoots back so you can make that Ultra League Noctowl.
Ryan Swag already told me he wants to trade 100 Haluchas, so.
Oh, come on now, dude. Ryan, just give Ryan Swag one and it's got like a 15-0-0. He get the breakpoint Halucha he needs, right? Come on now. He doesn't need more. You could justify any spread.
No. Let's be real though. It's such a limited Pokemon. I definitely think it's going to get banned from the competitive circuit, just like the.
I hope so. I mean, I honestly don't mind that it's a regional. I would love that if there's like some event that could allow it. But again, like it's just I don't want to take away from people at Mexico because like it's a nice regional for them. All of a sudden, the whole globe can get it like after a month of its release. That's kind of not a great feeling too, right?
You want to see people really get motivated for PvP? I have a solution for you.
What?
You ready? Instead of Pika Libre, for one season, you can get Halucha if you get Legend.
Some people are just going to spook to Mexico and make it easier for themselves. I'm not suggesting it. I'm just saying some people probably
can't.
Dude, that's the thing too. This is just going to encourage spoofers, which is a little unfortunate.
Yeah, exactly. We can't like prevent people from doing bad behavior, but we can always incentivize good behavior, right?
I'm not that far from Tijuana. I think I'm like 2.5 hours.
There you go.
So maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Dude, honestly, if they host a Safari Zone in Mexico, in Monterrey again,
dude,
sold out.
Monterrey was beautiful.
Y'all better prep those like the servers or whatever though, because we're not trying to get Vegas to happen again. But
you know how many people would
incentive?
You know how many people would fly down there just to like hang out and trade with people who have Haluchas and catch them in general?
Yeah. Dude, I'm gonna clear like 1,000 spots in my thing for Haluchas. It's just unfortunate because it's like there's still a special trade, right? But
yeah, well, the first one, yeah.
But anyway, so that's my big scandal of the week. I'm paralleling a dirty little cheater using double primals. Dude, I saw the future.
Check out the YouTube.
Check out the YouTube. I love that idea. Check out the YouTube. Oh, what an episode. Episode 88, Dude. We covered a lot. But like I said, if you need a cheat to win, you should really, you're not as good as you think you are. And I think you know it. It.
Deep down.
Yeah, on the X series too, hopefully.
Yeah,
it's just rough. There's some people I saw, and I keep checking the Twitters, and I hope that they like write an apology. Some of them are just shameless. They've got to know that people are talking about them, right? Like, there's no way. Like what? Again, if I did this, dude, my name will be everywhere on Twitter. Come on,
of course.
Now.
Official caster
not only would we be roasted for exploiting and using double primals, I'd also be roasted and using double primals at like 2,000 CP less than everyone else's because I don't have the XLs. Like, dude, I beat this guy running double primals.
Yeah. He's been juicing. He's been juicing up those level 35s.
Exactly. Dude, I've been trying to get a Hundo Groudon. I cannot. Do you have one?
Yeah. No,
I have a Hundo Kyogre, but not Groudon.
I have a 15, 14, 15 shiny Kyogre. That's the best thing I have.
15, 15, 14, by the way, is a functional hundo at level 50 for both Kyogre and Groudon. But
The 15, 14, 15 seems close. I don't think I missed any bulk points.
do you? Okay, well that's good
Maybe.
to know too. Yeah, I'll definitely double check that. But yeah, the HP is exactly the same on that one. I have a 15, 15, 14 Groudon and Kyogre, but I have a hundo Kyogre, so I'm going to invest in that one. But my shiny is the 15, 15, 14 one.
Gotcha.
So, but then the Groudon's not shiny anyway, so I was just like, maybe I'll try to do that. I don't know. I did a decent amount. I'm no whale, but I was driving around doing all these raids. I was like, they were hard to beat too. I was like, I hit up like 3 different group chats. I was like, hey, if anyone want the primals, let me know. I'm about to do some in the next 2-3 hours, right? And I had more than 10 people respond. So I'm like trying to send 10 invites every time, but I'm like rotating through like the people, right? I'm like, I sent you some last time, and then some people like, I only want Kyogre, some people I only want Groudon. So like trying to keep track of like, and then some people send invites because they're not joining. I was like, dude, that could have been a spot for this person instead, but like I'm trying to like balance it out, right? Because I'm not trying to be like bad about it, mean about it. But yeah, there's some homies that like stuck through the whole time too. Shout out to some of them. They know who they are. I think Love Always, Clash and Cliff, and Jangles did a lot of them with me. Coach and Mom did all the Groudons too, I think. So
of course.
That's good. Fossil did a couple too. He was one of the few people that dropped off though and didn't say anything. He's like, oh, sorry, I had something come up. I was like, my God, I've been sending you invites for the past hour. I could have been sending to someone else.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, I remember fighting some in Knoxville and like having 8 trainers in a lobby versus Kyogre, and it's still
nasty.
It still took us to timer.
Groudon is fine, but Kyogre is super annoying. Yeah.
Well, Groudon takes double super effective from water, and that's why.
Yeah.
Because you can only hit
the things
you can only hit Kyogre for single super effective.
Yeah, and most things that beat Groudon to resist most of his moveset outside of Solar Beam, right? Earthquake's like kind of neutral, but like the fire moves are fine. But Kyogre, man, those like, dude, those surfs add up against all the electrics, right? It's exactly. I don't got like 6 max out Zekroms. Like, who do you think I am? I don't have 1 max out Zekrom. I'm using like a Venusaur.
I have 1 level 40 Zekrom, and that's it.
Yeah, the Kyogres are definitely rough. When I was fighting the Kyogres, like, man, I need to update my water counter somehow.
Right.
Executors. I don't know, man, but
it's tough.
Anyway, it is what it is. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. New season coming up. Stay tuned. Next week, if Speedy is chief, his legend.
We'll see. Better tune in, watch.
Tune in. Listen. And then as a reminder too, drop down below your recommendations for what Speedy should do if he loses the bet. Legend. Dude, I'm a man my word. I'll perm my hair. And let's wrap up this podcast by saying we're the day before March 1st, and not a single dang Ampharos won a regional or international. The best they did was like a top 16 cut in Liverpool.
Top 16.
I told you. Yo, Butters tried to like justify it too. He's like, it's a tie, Caleb. I didn't see a Bastion win a regional or international, right? Like, I was just like, Butters, like, the bet was not if a Bastion would do it or Ampharos. I literally said if Ampharos does it or not, right? Like, I was like, stop going for this gold medal in the mental gymnastics, right? Like,
oh yeah, I saw that tweet. That was pretty savage too. I think Zweilous finished 9th.
Okay, yeah. He made like top 16 and
he
only finished 9th? Oh.
I believe so. I'm trying to load the bracket, but it's not coming up.
Well, anyway, you didn't make it that. Dude, we had the Dedenne that finished closer.
True.
3rd place Dedenne and Bokum. Dude, that player was savage too.
Zweilous finished 9th. Oh yeah, Chun also had the Lurantis.
Dynamic Punch Betty. He gave me a little shout out too in his interview. He's like, "Oh yeah, I was watching the San Diego like regional. It was Caleb did it." And then he's like, "Yeah, hopefully he sees this and stuff." And then I think like Amanda was interviewing him. He's like, "Oh, you want to say something to Caleb?" He's like, "Oh, hey Caleb." Like, he doesn't have Twitter though, so I can't really say hey back. But I cheered him on during the stream. Oh, that's why I also wasn't sleeping much because watching the Bokum stream.
Oh,
and then I would wake up a few hours later to watch the Knoxville stream.
Yeah.
And then I take a nap and try to raid these primals.
Dude.
I didn't have time this weekend to even exploit, man. Chill out.
But watch the videos to confirm.
Yeah, watch the videos to confirm. Yeah, drop a like, leave a comment. Hit up your friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, It's been a good one. Maybe not the best day of news, but it's been a good podcast as always. And thank you all for listening. 2 hours in, but we appreciate you all, and we'll see you all next week for an update on if Speedy's Chief is hitting legend or not.
Dun dun dun.
Stay tuned.
We'll see.
Stay tuned. All right.
Peace.
Have a good one.